Cool Guys. This is a podcast about NFTs, the blockchain, cryptocurrency, anything else? Let's see. And everything in between. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal, everybody. This is episode 100. Yeah! Anyways, wow. I am one of your hosts, Devon C. Codrington, a.k.a. Devon Codrington on Twitter, a.k.a. Interstellar NFG _ Devon on Discord. And I'm joined by my co-host, Ryan. What's up?
What's up, everyone? This is NFG Ryan, basically everywhere, all socials. What's going on, Devon? Congrats on 100 episodes, buddy.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah, buddy. We did it. Got past this was the plan. This was the whole thing we wanted to do. We dreamt of this. We worked hard, and it's a big deal. I don't know. I smoked a cigar last night. I'm so excited.
No, I smoked a cigar last night, and every time I speak, it hurts. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to do this?
Smart.
Yeah, because this is going to be a long
one. You're a podcast, so you're supposed to take care of your voice, Devon.
I know, right?
A little more professionalism out of you, buddy. Come on.
Probably not a bad idea.
Lemon water, hot tea.
I got
just shutting up.
I got instant coffee with Tim Hortons packet instant coffee. Tastes way better than you think. No, it's really good. No
way.
I don't know, man. I really like it.
I'm enjoying looking at your background. I never get to see like your spot.
I know. I've always
I usually look at your purple Yeah.
Yeah, but this is
nice little spot you got, buddy.
Thanks, man. You too. I always kind of imagine that the background that is a school bus or something behind you, because that's kind of the dream I had. You were driving.
100th episode starting off with a bang.
I know, this is ridiculous. Okay. All right.
But we have an exciting episode lined up. We're trying something a little different. Just, we got some giveaways. It's funny. I realized I was trying to line up a bunch of different giveaways and like NFTs to give away, but then I realized we don't really have an interactive spot to like just kind of like we don't have the Oprah audience to be like, you get one, and you get one. We're kind of limited to Twitter right now, right? 'Cause, I don't want to start a Discord.
No, not a chance.
I think it'd be too much work for just the two of us.
What about doing this on a YouTube live or something?
The giveaways?
Or just to like capture people's, real time. I don't want to manage that either. So I kind of
that's the problem, right? Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of a Twitter giveaway or start. We've got stuff. We've got a couple white lists to give away. For
and not to. Oh my god! Sorry.
Guess what he just spelled, everyone.
How's
that Timmy's Insta Coffee now?
Oh man, it's warm. That's so annoying. We got maybe run them through the schedule of what we have going on today while I clean this up. This is ridiculous. Oh man.
So we wanted to, 100 episodes in, we wanted to kind of celebrate with a few people we've had on before. Our first guest will be, are we just announcing the guests as well?
I guess.
Or do you want to surprise them?
You know what? What would I like? I don't know. I like when you're listening to a rap song and then like 3 minutes through, you hear like an artist. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there was on this song. So, Nas dropped an album and, well, I guess I'll spoil it. Whatever.
No, don't spoil it. No, don't spoil it.
Fine.
I don't want to hear your story.
This rapper came on and I was like, sweet. So yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I got to do
Fair enough. Okay, so we have at least 4 guests that we're going to have on the episode today. We were going to try and do a live, and then things didn't pan out the way we wanted, but that's okay. We're still doing the episode. We're still going to drop it today at, I don't know, later on today. It's the 27th. Man, it's the 23rd of July already. Time has flown by, I'll tell you that. We, I guess we're coming up to our 2-year anniversary in September. So hopefully we can get an interactive live episode going for that and give out some stuff then. You know what? For now, go to our Twitter and turn on the notifications because we will do some giveaways. Like I said, we've got a few Danketsu whitelists to give away, and I got a couple.
Nice work. You said it perfectly. And thank you for carrying this while you watch me frantically run around and clean.
I wasn't watching because then I'd be distracted and stuttering more than normal. But we have, what else did I got a couple white papers from Book.io. I might even throw a book in there somewhere. So yeah, we'll do some stuff on Twitter. We'll just keep it basic, like the like, retweet, follow kind of stuff. We'll figure out this live stuff. We want to push a little bit towards new casts. So hopefully, we can have live chats, or we could do, I don't know, see the audience of who's in there. Cause I know with the technology that they're building right now, it's not comparable to YouTube, where I know you can see like a general chat, you can see who's viewing, you can see all that stuff. That information's available for the general stats of how many viewers. That's available after the cast, but we'll figure it out. We'll get there. 100 episodes in, that's pretty huge. I never thought we would.
Not at all.
We just kind of joked around sitting on my kitchen table, and you're like, we got to get through 8 episodes. That's the go-to number. So,
you know what? Full disclosure, though, I'll take this time, since at the end we'll be talking to that special guest. I'll take this time to publicly thank Ryan, because he has stuck with this podcast for 100 episodes. Ryan and Devon, 100 years, forever and ever. Do you watch Rick and Morty?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Then that is lost on you. But those that do are having a nice little chuckle for themselves. But yeah, I really appreciate it. This guy carries the podcast, everyone. I run around a lot. I spill coffee. I do things. It's kind of like working with I don't know, what would you say, like a hyperactive dog or something?
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of like you're trying. I would say more like I don't know how to say this without making it sound like it's insulting.
Take it easy now.
But like a toddler, like your focus is everywhere. Like
that's kind of what I was thinking, actually.
But thank you as well, because
he's saying that because he feels he has to. Now.
No, I don't.
What do I say?
And I've said it to you many times behind and offline or whatever. But when it comes to big pot, you're the talker. I like to chime in and make like my jokes and stuff like that. But when it comes to big time interviews and stuff like that, you step up when you need to, and you can carry a podcast and answer those questions and formulate opinions and shit like that. So thank you.
Yeah, but you bring the peeps, and also you kind of keep us on the beat. I'm always like, wait, what's happening? You're like, did you see this? You're like, it's like the biggest thing. And I'm like, nope, sorry. But then you and producer Paps, man, I'm actually really, really happy Paps is kicking around. He just brings us so much knowledge from the far reaches of places we would never get to. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like this guy has us buying. Well, I was like, listen, Pat, like the hardest thing was those NFTs from Japan.
Yeah,
the whole page. You had to like
A-Star or
I had to like translate it to get the little guys, and he's like awesome. If you don't know who we're talking about, step 1, get with it. Step 2, go listen to. Oh, come on, Google this.
I'm gonna say episode 70.
Darn it! I found Oh no, we have them listed a lot. Obviously. Oh, close 74.
Ah,
good job. This is like a game we gotta play, eh? Like episode, like who can get the closest to the episode?
Yeah.
Episode 74, producer Paps. That was a good one. Actually, a high yielding one as well. A lot of you listened to that, and it was cool. The knowledge is deep.
Good to know.
Anyways, so yeah, that's where we're at. I don't even know what to. Do we got 100 more left, or what are we saying here?
100 more. I think so. I think I would love, obviously, to continue to do this. It's just a matter of, we might have to pivot. I mean, it seems like DeFi is getting a bunch more plays nowadays. I'd like to have, who was I talking to recently about DeFi?
I think it's because
our buddy Bo he's been trying to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Remember Bo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's delved deep into some Cardano projects. So, and he's been
Cardano DeFi.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But even for him, I mean, would you consider DeFi like borrowing and loaning money? Like, is that DeFi place?
Yeah,
Like
I'd say so.
you're lending or you're borrowing and then you put an NFT down as collateral and then you pay
Yeah,
interest and all that stuff. So there's stuff like that.
yeah.
We'll get into more of like kind of the DeFi stuff with one of our guests later on. I sent the
There
invite.
was like, I've actually, I'm glad to see that. I mean, I remember in Vegas, we saw like Meld. I think that was one of the companies I want to see. They had a really nice snazzy display and they did a bunch of DeFi stuff. Kind of like models that somewhat like Celsius. So I think that's cool. I guess if it's coming to Cardano, that means companies are seeing enough active wallets to think that, yeah, this is viable because you need the numbers for that, right? Like to get the big enough numbers.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm glad that we never kind of stuck with either. We didn't. We love Cardano, but I didn't want to become a Cardano podcast, and I didn't want to become an NFT podcast as well. You know what I mean?
right.
Because like we just get stuck being like, okay, we have to create content, but like if being in a Web3 space, we can kind of go wherever we want with it. I mean, perfect example will potentially be our guest tomorrow. Or
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one, which is really cool. What do we drop hints? Well, okay. For every freaking episode that we talk about, I'm always just like, movies, and like more and more we're seeing that adoption and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's coming through, which will be good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay. So
just waiting on our first guest to join the lobby.
Sweet.
Sent the message off, just waiting for a response.
That's awesome.
Which
time zone switch. They're like, oops, forgot. Thought this was like 6 hours later.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, no, I don't know if that's what they're actually are.
I mean, if we have to pivot, we have to pivot. We could do the next guest and then come back whenever the other one.
No big deal. Yeah. There's a queue lined up.
Yeah.
Okay, coffee's clean. I had
Did you even realize your pun you just made?
No.
We have a queue lined up?
Because I'm not a dad.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
I sent you the message.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You didn't even realize your own joke.
Good pun.
Yeah, that was.
It's not even stupid. It's actually quite original. No one else you couldn't make that easily without knowing who the guest was. Oh,
fair enough.
Anyways, so yeah, what's going on in the space? What'd you get up to this week?
You know what's funny, and I notice a lot of Discords. Like Monday to Friday, I'll go on Discord and there'll be tons of notifications, and then it comes to the weekend. Like by Friday night, it's pretty damn quiet.
Really?
Yeah, I find like people are starting to take weekends off from the space.
But didn't that happen after the pandemic, where people started kind of being on there less regularly as they got back to life?
After the pandemic? Oh, you mean at the end of it, not like after the pandemic hit?
Yeah, sorry, at the end of it.
So like tail end of 2022, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, yes and no, but I find it's getting quieter and quieter on the weekends. I mean, which
I guess is good. People get out of their basement.
Yeah, they're touching grass, as they say.
Touching grass, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Do you want me to send the invite to other guests and just say whatever? How do you want to roll with this?
It's funny because typically it'd be like it's like 4 minutes. It's like not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, but we're just like,
well, because we had to, we were going on a roll.
No, I'd say we just give it 1 second and we'll be all right. Okay. So, anything else?
There's lots to talk about, but I'm just kind of trying to hold off because
no, screw it.
So
because they are in the waiting room. Yeah, what up? First guest. Let's go.
There we go.
Oh man. So here we go.
First guest.
Episode 100. What up? our first guest is it's been a secret. We haven't said anything, so like no one knows what's up yet. But if you'll remember from back in the OG days of non-fungible guys, the early episode 40, we have Nighthawke. What is going on, Nighthawke? Thank you so much for coming and celebrating with Ryan and Devon for our 100th episode. You're our first guest today, and I don't know, our favorite. I might say that to everybody, but it's true.
I know that part's true, Wink. Thank you very much for having me. It's such an honor. I'm really excited to get that DM from Ryan.
That's so good.
We don't chat nearly as often as I'd like, but it's such a pleasure to be back, and I do have some juicy gossip to share with you.
Awesome.
Nice. You look wonderful. This is it looks like you're like at an atelier or something. Like, is this your normal setup, or are you planning a fashion show? Like, what is happening?
No. Basically I'm launching an NFT fashion retailer. So that includes our ecosystem. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry if there's any noise. I'm puppy sitting at the moment. So little Olaf is very excited. But basically, yeah, so it's called Brava. Mm-hmm. And we're launching very, very soon. And it's really been like 10 months in the making. I started right after I got back from CNFTCon. And we're launching with 10 brands here in our ecosystem. Some of those brands include Hosky, Bitfins, Disco Solaris, Dinketsu,
nice.
Crypto etc. So we're really, really excited to have them on board. And kind of the whole premise of Brava is, look, we need to expand marketing, we need to expand merch, and one way that I think that makes the most sense in terms of getting more people onboarded and sort of supporting our brands is merch. Everyone understands merch. Everyone buys, their jumpers and hoodies because of the designs, not necessarily because they come with any kind of utility.
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt. Quick question. What's a jumper? I know what a romper is, and I know what
a jumper is a sweatshirt. Sweatshirt.
You knew that, right?
Yeah, I was just going to let her talk and then bring... Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I cut you off. You know what? I'm sorry.
You should have just went with, you thought it was a romper, and then that's fine, too.
I did think I should have, yeah. It's only 100 episodes. I don't know how to do this yet. Only 100 hours, more than 100 hours, but still, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Nighthawke. Please continue.
No worries. So that's really the premise, is how do we get a hold of these people, and how do we get them involved, especially supporting our brands financially. That's really important as they grow. And to me, it just makes sense. We don't have a merch retailer yet. I thought, why not me? And just figuring things out as I go. Like I mentioned, we've been building for 10 months in the background, and now we're finally ready to launch, and it honestly feels like I've been with child for 10 months. It's extraordinarily uncomfortable the last few months, just because you're ready, but at the same time, no matter how fast you're working, and our team is full-time on this. I mean, it's like 18-hour days through Sunday. It's a lot. And no matter how much, we prepared in the past, we're still really trying to just jam every little detail in the last minute. I mean, like after this, I stayed up till 2 a.m. this morning, and it's like 8 a.m. now. I'm going to go back to work after this. It's on a Sunday. It's quite a lot, but I know it's going to be worth it. The feedback we've gotten thus far has been phenomenal, and as far as preparing goes, we really want to do things properly, which means those 10 months are absolutely imperative or critical. And I just got back from a second photo shoot in New York that we did for brands, and we got really cool feedback from people on the streets and from the models. So I'm just really excited to get our brands out in Web 2, because they do deserve that spotlight. Our 100%. IP is phenomenal. The artwork is phenomenal.
I can't wait to see everything, because I know you said, there's some big brands. I'm curious, there's so many different avenues. I know, I appreciate you too, because you're such a fucking hustler in this space.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, last time we talked to you, it would have been, I guess we hung out with you at CNFTCon, right? That would have been the last real hangout we had. So 10 months is a long time to be hustling. And so how close are you guys to be ready to officially kick it right up?
Honestly, Ryan, I feel like my water is breaking.
I literally was like, 10 months is a long with like elephants. So how gestate for a long time is like a baby. I'm like, am I okay to make baby references? Thank you so much for making that. I feel more comfortable now. Oh my gosh.
It's an overgrown baby now. It's about 12 pounds in the stomach. So it needs to come out.
I'm excited. So, okay, so it's going to be all outerwear, obviously. Is there going to be a Crypto Raggies underwear or Denketsu underwear? Or is it all just like pants and sweaters and hats, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so at the moment, what we're doing is launching with the tried and true, those things that we know are going to sell.
Yeah.
So your hoodies, your sweatshirts, your t-shirts, tanks, things like that, posters, phone cases. And then what we're going to do is then scale every quarter. So beginning in Q4, we're going to then roll out a few more products. And we're just going to do it really sort of slowly, methodically. We really want to make sure that what we offer is going to sell. Because it does take a lot of energy, a lot of resources to onboard more products. And really one thing that we want to do more so is focus on onboarding more brands from other ecosystems. So begin Q4.
We have a perfect person to put you in touch with.
Really?
Yeah. Charlie, you know who Charlie Cohen is?
Yeah, totally.
She does the blending. She's a fashion, what would you say, Devon? A fashion, not icon, but she's
fashion. No,
she's been doing fashion since she was 15, but she does AR.
Designer.
Yeah, she's a designer.
But
she does Web 2, Web 3.
Yeah, intermedia, Web 2, Web 3 fashion designer. Like has her brands collaborating with major suffrages and actually suffrages in the UK, as you'd know, and done a lot of cool stuff. We had her on the podcast for episode. Ryan, go. We always do episode roulette, which we try to just try to guess the number of
95. I don't know.
93. I don't know. I'll guess. We'll see who got it right.
But yeah, it would be great. Anyways,
92. You were right.
There you go.
He's good. Yeah, but that would be a really, really good person to collaborate with. I think she'd really appreciate what you're doing. I have a question, I guess. So, let's say, like Denketsu, when they were Ada Ninjas, they had the Ada Ninjas hat that you see Shawn that would wear, right? That people are like, oh, I want to get that hat. Or are you going to switch that over? How does Bravo like replace the traditional merch that individuals might have? You know what I mean? Like, what makes it better to go with you than try to manage their own merch and outsource and however they're doing it that way?
Yeah, it's a fair question. One thing that we're focusing on is making it absolutely turnkey for the brand, meaning there's a little bit of work they need to put in the very beginning. There's onboarding. We need to get their design. They co-market with us. They do design award challenges with us. They cooperate. But really the bulk of the work is on our team. So we do the product sourcing, we build the infrastructure, we worry about things like, website metadata and tags and HTML and coding and all that stuff. We also do vendor relationship management. We do marketing. We take care of photo shoots. There's absolutely no cost there's no setup fee on the side of the brand. It's literally just their time onboarding. And then after, it's maintenance, like co-marketing, attending a Bravo Bash or two, which is our version of Twitter Spaces. And really, they reap the rewards of marketing in perpetuity. That's one of our strengths, is that we are constantly marketing them on TikTok, Instagram, now Threads.
Okay, nice.
And they basically have an outsourced marketing team in us, right? Because we're constantly pushing out our product. And it's really, I think that's so different from anything else. And the fact that they don't pay to be a part of it, it's basically invite only, really.
Okay,
so
I'm wondering about that, yeah.
Brands, and we say, okay, we have a turnkey solution. You can absolutely put up your own merch shop, but it's not going to be at the level of Bravo. I mean, Bravo is not a merch store, it's a retailer, which means there's a huge difference in the way we produce. I mean, we have creative director Rogero Voodoo Brigado, who's the best in the business. I mean, he won awards, fashion photography awards in Italy.
Yeah,
like,
remember that? Yeah,
insanely. I've never met anyone more talented than him. And
I remember on the Voodoo Brigado website, or just looking at some of the images that you have shown that they captured. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. Like some
Yeah, and
street scenes and stuff like that you guys have like put together with the I want to say like the dolls or whatever, like, yeah,
yeah, the
no, it was
movies.
really, really cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was cool.
and like I'm taking a look at we're in post production now, the fashion shoot that we're
Mhm.
doing, just like the quality of the images. I mean, you won't get that just throwing up your own merch shop. It's very rare, and I haven't heard of it yet, that a project wants to go out and hire their own talent, hire their own
Mhm.
photographer, do
Mhm.
post production. Like that's thousands and thousands of dollars. This endeavor is self-funded and it's in the tens of thousands of dollars. So I don't see a project doing that.
Yeah, yeah, you go all in for sure. And we've always liked that about you. That's what caused the initial reach out. It's, way back, almost, I don't even know, a year and a half ago. So yeah, like
Yeah.
you've not stopped the hustle for sure. Appreciate that. One hustler to another. The best kind of hustler, everybody. It's not.
Well, some may disagree, but I really appreciate that.
I guess with all the clothing and stuff, do you think you guys would tie NFTs into it with yeah? Because I know there's companies out there, or there's a couple products out there where it's like you buy, for example, there's, MFers, the
Yeah.
little stick figure guys, the
Yeah.
ETH project, they actually sold a garden flag in on Lowe's.com, and it came with a little card with a QR code that once I scanned and signed up for it, it was a whitelist for their next drop.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it made me like stuff like that, or like, I've had shirts where there's like a little QR code on the inside here and you could scan it and would go to the website. So you could buy more merch, or maybe unlocks different metaverse version of it or something like that.
Yeah,
I did
it's
not.
definitely something that we have our eye on.
Perfect.
I
I love the blend of, buying a shirt, but also, unlocking the digital version of that for my Ready Player Me avatar, or stuff like that. Like there's a few projects out there that have offered that, and it's been, I don't know, I love seeing stuff like that, the blend of the Web 2, Web 3 worlds.
Yeah, there's definitely opportunity as well to introduce our customers who've signed up for our email list, our newsletters, somehow is in communication with us regularly, to sort of expose them to that element of, you scan a barcode, it takes you here, new adventure. For those who are curious. So there's absolutely opportunity to include things like that. And we will do so. Obviously, it's important that we sort of blend the Web 3 with Web 2.
100%.
We definitely have our eye on that.
Have you guys been able to get a Web 2 to go Web 3 yet? Like start kind of pushing a Web 2 company towards Web 3?
To be honest with you, we're just in the very beginning. So
Right.
we've only chatted to Web 3. Onboarding Web 2 is definitely on our roadmap. But the most crucial part is to be that retailer that represents a multitude of high quality NFT projects, brands, as we call them. They are proper brands to us. And so really what that looks like is expanding our offering, to other blockchains like Polygon and Ethereum. And that's really where we're going to go next.
Yeah, got it. That does make sense. Polygon is like one of the fastest growing ones right now. I think that's just where everyone's going. It totally makes sense. I know you earlier on, you said going back to like the onboarding and managing of it, is there a minimum, you kind of are selecting projects that you want to work with this? Is there a minimum kind of thing that you're looking for with a project, or a minimum spend, or not a minimum spend, but a minimum order requirement? Do you look at brands that already have merch and say, we're going to take over? Or are you looking at brands sometimes that brands, projects that like don't necessarily, yeah, good point. Yeah. That don't have, merch. Are you, cause I know Denketsu had stuff, right? But like, so do you kind of discern there? Does that matter much to you?
It doesn't really. That's not something that we're too occupied with whilst qualifying them. We do have an internal and confidential eligibility list where we kind of have a checklist. But for the most part, what we'd like to see are the brands kind of hanging out, being progressive, contributing in a positive way in our ecosystem for about a year or so, just to kind of prove their stripes, prove that they're in, they are building post mint. But the rest of it, if they have merch or not, doesn't really matter to us. It's how much of an impact can we make? Is there a clear demand from their community that they do want merch? And really, are they going to be a cooperative and enthusiastic partner with us? It's really important that each brand takes initiative, joins us in co-marketing, is responsive, is polite, all of these sorts of bedside manner things that really do count. The last thing, we want is to work with a less than enthusiastic partner, because that's more work on us. And it just doesn't. So we just want to make sure that all around it's a really, really good fit. And if it's not, I've learned in the past that making things work, it feels icky to your team, and it really does affect your day to day. So I'm going to go in, with the approach of, okay, if it doesn't work, we say goodbye. That's it. And there's no drama around it. There's no speculation. It is what it is. This happens all the time in Web 2. So I just really want to normalize, if it doesn't work for your business model, you guys can part ways, and that's it. You only really know once you work with a team, right? If it's going to work or not. And we're just highly in experimentation phase. And we're doing things a bit differently. And that's just because what I've learned in the past through working and servicing clients is, your day-to-day is everything. If you have to look forward to it, you have to look forward to the people you work with.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah. This is, honestly, this is just the Nighthawke brand of dropping the knowledge where we're both damn, this is Web 2, Web 3. It's really, it's life. It's just, this is good. You need to take that approach with everything. If you're on a dating app and you're trying to find a partner and you're dreading talking to them, talk to Nighthawke. It's going to set you straight and let you know.
No, I'm terrible.
This is a business relationship. Going into that, you can use that to apply to life and everything else. Just life advice from Nighthawke. It goes everywhere. With
all the hustling, have you at least got a Nighthawke weekend in there somewhere?
That's what I was thinking too.
So when we were in New York City this past week, I tried to get in a girls' weekend where we went to spas and salons and shopping and stuff. But honestly, I just kept looking, trying to sort of prep for the brands, trying to stay in communication. So they were just, little hiccups here and there. I really couldn't take my focus off. So I don't think I'm going to get a proper weekend until maybe a few weeks after we launch. It's just a lot. When you're with child, you can't.
With business baby. For those of you wondering, Nighthawke works very, very hard, and it doesn't stop, and it's completely responsive. And every quarter, I don't know what it is, that's how she resets everything. But I started adopting that too. I don't go to New York and party. I kind of go to the forest and become one with nature once more. Touch ground. Why are you shaking your head? I do this.
I'm just scratching my eye, Devon.
Okay, great.
Scratching my eye.
It's a big deal. It's something you should do. Okay, with building this, right? What's something that you were this part, should be super easy, but it was more difficult, or vice versa? Something that you thought would be difficult, but it was actually pretty easy with anything related with building Bravo.
I thought putting together a team would be really hard.
Okay. Yeah.
Because honestly, that's a commitment, to basically marry yourself to people. And I also thought that onboarding the brands, making those partnerships would be really challenging, because I didn't know how much confidence I could raise brands. I just didn't know. Because I'd never done anything like this in the ecosystem, and I'd approached a few brands that I wasn't too familiar with. I mean, we knew each other just sort of on the outskirts by name, but not necessarily in a position where we trust each other so much that, we marry our brands together. So I thought those two elements would be really challenging, and I thought the product sourcing would be really hard. But that part wasn't so much. So let's go over what I just sort of laid out. The team thing, it really fell into place. The team, I already knew them. You know, they were actually really open to working together on this retailer. So I have, you know, Rogello, we've been working together for a year and a half, putting up really cool things like their customization platform, Voodoo Camo. So that was something. And I knew I wanted to work with him. I just didn't know how expensive he'd be. And I didn't know if he was willing to work for me. But he was really interested. And then from there, I needed a couple of developers. And I actually had already been working with one of them for over a year, Blackbird of Dropshop. He's our backend developer. He's the one creating our custom affiliate portal. And then from there, he introduced me to another dev at Dropshop, who's now my front end developer and e-commerce manager. So she's the one who's building our retailer on .com, Jess. And those are kind of our core full-time team members. And it really fell into place. And I just I didn't anticipate that at all. It really was just a conversation. I laid out the business plan and they were on board. And then second of all, I thought it would be really difficult. Well, maybe not difficult, challenging to basically to partner with big brands because I just didn't know how far the presentation would go, like how effective it would be, or if this was actually a viable model. I went, you know, through it back and forth, but I didn't know until I got on those conversations how big this could actually be. One project in particular was like, you're holding, you know, the tail's end of a dragon. And I love that.
Cool.
Because it really told me, like, this is huge. This is something. And then, you know, I got into conversations with Hosky, with Disco Solaris, with Deketsu, with Bitfins, and they're all like, this can be huge. We understand, like, we believe in this model. This makes sense for us. And, you know, slowly but surely through those conversations, I got more confidence. And I thought, okay, I can't let this thing go. I have to keep working through it. And it's, you know, there were a few scary moments, but those are really kind of the most challenging parts. But it turned out to be, there's no shadows, there's no scary behind it, as in most things that you're terrified of. There's nothing, you know, behind it. You really just have to walk through it. And to be honest with you, this whole journey has been really scary because you just don't see ahead of you. You see like 2 feet illuminated. You don't see what's coming around the bend, or like, you know, there's another expense for something you didn't anticipate. There's another insurance. There's, you know, taxes and shit. And you just don't know. But it's such a good learning experience for me. And I really do look forward to it. And I can't wait to grow it. It's like my baby now. And I dedicate, you know, 4+ time on this. And I think it can be huge.
Wow.
You know, yes.
I was going to say, let's take a minute. I love how, you know what? I forgot about how Nighthawke performs on the podcast, where she kind of goes and sums it up, and you're like, I think it could be huge. Thank you. And then you hear boom, and then the TED Talk logo comes up, and then they're like, for more TED Talks, like, this is TED Talk X, you know? That was great. That was so many gems you dropped there, you know? Wow. I don't take it in. Ryan, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I'm scrolling through while you're talking. I was listening and scrolling through some of the images on your, on Brava's Twitter. I'm loving a lot of this stuff. Like all the different, like the Hosky tie-dye and all that stuff. Like, I'm loving the look of a lot of this stuff that you guys are cooking up, or at least showing some images of. It's going to be super fun. I'm excited to see what you do with Disco too, because they have such a bright and colorful. Everything about them is bright and colorful.
Right. Yeah. Part of what we did is our design awards, and that's where you saw the tie-dye Hosky.
Yeah.
We had a sort of a community-wide design awards challenge where people from each brand would submit their own designs, and the winner based on, you know, retweets and likes would then be sold on Brava under our unique artist storefront. So they're going to have their own corner, and from there, each seller is going to have their own rewards. So they're going to be receiving $1 per product for their their designs.
Nice.
On Brava.
Nice. That's appreciate amazing. That. That's good. Well, Nighthawke, thank you so much for coming here, dropping the knowledge, dropping the inspiration in such beautifully packaged like segments. Um, yeah, I'm really, really happy you were able to kind of join us again. This was cool. We're gonna stay in better touch. And by we're, I mean like the both of us, not just Ryan. I'm the worst at that. I'm always like back to web two. But no, it's super cool. When's official launch? Like is that happening already? Like where are we at with that?
We haven't announced it,
Okay,
but
all
you
right.
can expect an announcement very, very, very soon.
Okay. Normally I push for that NFG alpha, but it's okay. You know what? We're gonna keep it light, keep it easy. We're not pressuring anybody. 100th episode or not, no big deal. That's fine. Plus I know Nighthawk will be like, great. She remains mum about this stuff as she should. That's sick. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, rocking with us. We're gonna keep on going. There's a carousel of other individuals we're gonna talk to. Although, just to let you know, there was no like we asked the person and they weren't available. Like these are the people we wanted to talk to, and that was it. And you were number one on the list for sure.
Oh,
Definitely OG supported us from the jump, and you'll always have the NFG love. This is I'm making a heart, everybody, with my hands. Looks, so, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Can't wait for the jumpers to come online so I can get one.
And go check out our TikTok too. There's a little bit of behind the scenes of our photo shoot as well.
Oh, cool. That I'll definitely check out. I love that. Okay, cool.
Thank you very much, Nighthawke.
Thank you guys very much. I look forward to hearing more of the podcast and rejoining you after we launch and telling you all the juicy gossip.
100%. Yeah. You're on. Down. Let's do it. All right. Yo, that's it.
That was fun. Thank you very much, Nighthawke. Shout out to you and Brava.
Yeah, she's definitely going to have her on when Bravo launches. I forgot about how she packages things up and like gives it, like she gave us this whole, with the flashlight 2 feet in front of you and blah, blah, blah. And, it's just a journey. You got to keep going. And then it was like, and soundbite. That's so good.
Yeah, she's a hustler in the space. That's for sure.
All right. So our next guest is lined up.
All right.
In queue. And I admitted them to the room, and I don't see them. Tell him to hop on again. Oh. I don't know what happened. Yeah, maybe he. Oh wait, no. There's 3 participants in this.
Oh,
he's joining. He's just taking his time. Yeah. You know what? Let me take this time to eat a cracker.
Why? Why are you gonna do that to us?
Because we're gonna be recording for a while. I'm gonna go on mute. Don't you worry.
Oh, please do. Because you know how everyone loves to hear people eat on microphone. Oh, he even I can't even watch him eat. Oh, there he is. I see someone joining. I see someone texting. So, and then Devon disappeared. Ah, there you are. Holy crap! Look, where's the facial hair?
Fire service.
Oh my god!
Don't worry about Devon. He's just eating a cracker. So I told him
we just got done with a bike ride. We slept in a lot this morning. It was great.
I love sleeping.
And then went for a bike ride, and she had to change her tires, so we just got delayed, and my alarm went off for like an hour and a half ahead. I'm like, wait, how long are we going to ride? And we rode for an hour. So we're just now getting back in the house. So I'm sweating. I'm glad that we are not on camera today.
No, there's just audio only. We're all good.
It's crazy to see us guy without the beard. There's the neck back there. Like, it's crazy. All right. How's it going, man?
Good. Yeah, a lot of life has happened in the last, especially since we've all talked, and we're in a new year, new life.
Well, I guess we should do an introduction. We have Ken Q joining us from, I'm not even going to say the other project, but I'll say from Old Money. Devon, I always fuck up the words, so go ahead, Devon.
Well, I'd start by saying what we're doing. We play a little bit of, I don't know the word. I say episode. It's not episode roulette. It's like closest to episode 79, episode 52. Ken Q technically is the person that's been on this podcast the most. Maybe.
Yep. Third time's the charm.
Wow. Third time, and it's funny. So we were putting together this like what do we call it? The hit list. Yeah.
Okay.
The hit list of like peeps that have
who we
been
wanted to
on the
reach out.
podcast that we talk to, like, you know, that we like, that matters too. Like, imagine this guy was an asshole. And we're just like, okay, well, for the 100th episode, like we gotta have Ken. Like, we just have to, even if you can only drop in for like 15 minutes or, well, you know, whatever our windows are. So thank you so much. This dude has been big support of the podcast. We would ask him for fatherly advice on many things in person, also project related. Also, when he does a project, he's approached it in a way that I haven't seen anyone else approach it, as in like questionnaires, Google Sheets, threads that show like the thought and care put into things that
That's
I think
for sure.
that not everyone gets the depth of why that matters, but those that do and those that can be a part of it and get the thinking and they reap the benefits of the result when you realize how much effort goes into it. Hardworking individual, and he's also saving the forests. So that matters to me. Touch grass.
Yeah.
I don't know why we keep saying that. We've said touch grass like 3 times this episode. But anyways, Ken Q, what's going on? Welcome to Non-Fungible Guys episode 100. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate coming on. That's a heck of an introduction. It has been quite a roller coaster, right? I think we both or all three of us kind of got into the game about the same time in 21 as things were ramping up and then have died out. And I've kind of joked, I've said a lot of people that are still in the space right now are the ones that'll reap all the benefits, and not monetary, right? Yes, we'll have a lot of assets that we've collected over time that we may want to or not want to sell, but that's not what we're going to pay the bills with in the future. Right. What we're going to pay the bills with is our knowledge and our connections and interactions with each other and continuing to grow. You guys had me on when I was talking about caricatures, and I think that's the word that Ryan was trying to.
Caricatures.
Yeah, man. You got it. Go.
And it's I know it's really, really hard because there have been countless hours that we've put into building and growing caricatures from what J. Cruz did initially to putting everything on hold to build the tech side of it to growing into, okay, we're going to rebrand, relaunch. And we did that. And it was not without thought. You mentioned the Google Sheets and the information, like how much we rely on the communities. It's hard because what's hard about it, guys, right now is just the level of time and effort put in. I can't even put a dollar amount on the hours spent every single week trying to figure out research, learn from Justin and myself included, and then the dollar amount. To do a project absolutely perfectly right, it's difficult. I still think we have a really well-oiled machine. We built a perfect shovel, but nobody's buying the shovel. Nobody's digging holes in that space. So when the time comes that people start using that product, we're laid out to move forward. But right now, to try and get the 200 people that are in the space, I mean, that's my number. We know how many people are here, but I can't conceivably ask everybody I know to pay my bills. So I hope to do that in the future.
And when you talk about the shovel, I know because there was a lot of talk about the tech and J. Crew and what he was doing with the back end of things. I think you definitely. I remember we were talking about you created the model part of like being able to build what you've built, but like the future and possibility of white label for this capability. Are you talking about the voting here thing, the aspect of that, or what were you talking? Just to refresh some of the people from episode 79, not to go too deep into it, but I remember the tech part being like super cool and like and then I guess I'll pull it back for a second. There was 2 things I was thinking about. It was the tech part that I was like, cool, I like it, but then there was also the mechanism of how we're getting to those NFTs. And I know that the space, the people involved, how people are interacting with NFTs and the blockchain and everything is different. So there's that aspect of it. So when you talk about the shovel, are you talking about the back end, or are you talking about the concept of creating the projects?
we've got the whole store. It's not just a shovel. Like within caricatures, it's neat to me because so the highest level view is that we pay homage to a certain group within our ecosystem by asking everybody that's in our community to vote for their favorite amongst whatever category. Yeah. And then once we know who our top 5 are going to be, like in that community election selection, then we offer that to an artist and we onboard an artist. We have them do caricatures of all 5. And then we would sell those as NFTs to everyone in the community, including whoever we onboard and we celebrate. It isn't just because I think this person's awesome, so I'm going to take their likeness and make some money off of it. It's everyone in the community appreciates who they are, what they've done, and why they've done it. And then we use that. And the money, yes, it pays the bills for what we do, but it also pays into all 5 of the winners. And you also have the NFTs. So with the rarity traits and things like that, you have people they can actually look at the number go up function and say, oh, well, I've minted one of these epics and I know that I want to get one of all 5. So you're going to try and get all 5 and like low quantities, like all the metrics, all the functions there. What I didn't have going in was, $50,000 to advertise and to bot and to put it out on billboards and to make sure that everyone knows it exists. We're trying to do it from the ground up. Now, that's not to say that I don't have thousands of dollars that are still behind, because we had to do the legal side of it. Because when we talk about likenesses, we talk about rights and privacy and all of that. It took a lot of time to research and understand what was right, what was wrong, what's acceptable, what's not. And I'm not to say that any of it was operating in the gray, but it's also about connecting with people. I'm not going to pick I would discourage, if possible, our community to say, let's pick the most iconic person in the world, because now I have to reach out to that person and tell them what we're doing. They're probably not going to take my call on a Saturday night. So that's where we're at.
We will. And we'll always take your call.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
I'm always here for you, Ken.
Yeah, I know that. I
actually, honestly, we're saying a joke, but I'm like, wait a minute, no. Ryan really is. He's a staple at that, really good.
Yeah,
solid man.
Yep, is definitely a person that both of you guys, we can call and say, hey, I got a question. If it's in your wheelhouse, you guys are right there to answer it. I don't think any question I've ever asked has gone unanswered. If not within a very.
The only thing is, I do take a long time to respond sometimes, but then smack Ryan and he'll smack me. And I'll be like, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. So
I have tricks. I have tricks
on the tech side.
Go ahead.
Well, Devon, you were just asking me to round it out, the tech side of it. What Jay Cruz was doing. When we say we're voting, it isn't using a Discord poll. It isn't using Google Forms for sheets. It is using on-chain technology. It's using, when you have that asset, it has a voting power. So if you have more, you would have more voting power. If you have less, you have less, but you have a say in it. Anybody that doesn't have any of the assets still has a say. It's just a lower weighting power. So we were looking at all of the functions and functionality with that. But that costs money every single month. And we just don't have the turnover. We don't have the population. We don't have the community right now set up in this place. So it makes it hard. And I've got folders and paperwork and documents and everything available for it. We're just in a weird spot where it makes it hard. So
honestly, on a number of levels that I think that we get it. We, like, as you know, we're here every week talking to people in the space, talking to each other, and the way we've interacted with the space has changed a lot. And I like what you said at the beginning. You said those of us will reap the rewards in terms of not even just like financial, although that'll come from things we've met from our experience and whatnot, and what we contribute when the rest of the world catches up in its various forms. But it's a different space. We're at episode 100. Like we've talked to people, we've seen things. And what's strange? Well, thank you. Thank you. It's true.
That wasn't just an emoji. That was an actual clap.
Yeah, everybody. For those of you could have thrown up the little hands, but now you did it. What's interesting is that, sometimes when I actually am thinking about like what's happening next and where are we going, it's really, really tough to sometimes get a full grasp on the space, because the space is so different based on where you're coming from. There are people it's the DeFi side of things. There's NFTs. There's the entertainment companies that want to figure out movies and programming on this. There's people that are building infrastructure. They're tracking records. It's like, realistically, the percolation of Web3 technology and the blockchain at its core is going everywhere, but we're not seeing anything stand out that makes enough sense to people outside of the sensationalism of Bored Ape Yacht Club. You know what I mean? And like, that was the only thing that everyone was, not the only thing, but I don't think people have seen enough of the adoption in a way that's practical and economical and beneficial enough to strip away old ways of doing it. And I think the majority of people just straight up don't understand. And it's the crypto winter does not help, so it's an interesting
I would
space
disagree
to
with
be
you
in.
straight up.
Nice.
I'll disagree with you if you want. If you want the
I love it.
uncommon, or what is
That's
that
how
people say when they say, like, they tweet something and they don't want to say it's rude, but they make that little preemptive unpopular opinion. Here it comes. I'm going to tell you what. No, so I don't know if you caught yesterday. I live in Northwest Ohio. I'm an hour away from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ann Arbor, Michigan, they just closed out a 3-day art festival, where over the years they've had multiple art fests. They pulled together, and I'm like in the NFT space, but beyond the NFT space, like, and you mentioned there's 100 different things. There's from music, from Project Catalyst. If you just skim through Project Catalyst, there's over 1,000 people looking for funds to help grow in whatever direction they're in, and it's really, really hard to figure out your place, anyone else's place, who's doing what. So in the art side of things, I've really boiled myself down to recognizing my passion is around like doing my paintings, doing the artwork that I do, whether it's inspired out of my own brain or trying to do realism, like actual, hey, here's a picture of an apple. I'm going to paint the apple. You want to buy the apple? Here it is. There's different projects like Create has done a great job with building a new platform for artists to present. Cardano Art Collective is like a Discord-based community. A lot of people on there. And we all know each other from the Twitter space. Like, there's a lot going on Twitter, and that's one of the social engines. Anyway, I went to Ann Arbor yesterday. It's the largest juried art show in North America per year.
Okay.
There's over 1,000 artists. We spent 8 hours. We got there at noon. We left a little bit after closing, and we didn't get to visit every booth. Wow. And by visit, there's crafts from like making tables to paintings to digital art to not a lot of music out there because it's hard to present music in a booth, but there were musicians playing at a couple of stages. There's two major takeaways. I'll let you in on a secret, and I'm going to make a move on this here pretty soon, like probably today.
NFGs,
I'm rebranding. Yeah, there you go. Everyone, the all of the actual artists who are making it in this world, I would say the ones that I connected with, ones that I looked at and got their business cards and connected with, maybe 5% have a Twitter account. And I just went through all of them this morning to like, hey, I'm going to connect with them. I'm going to do this major post. And like, how I follow up with things from NFT NYC. I'm like, hey, here's this big breakdown. I can't do it because 2 of the 6, I think, that have Twitter accounts, their entire account is, here's my account. I'm not using it. Come see me on Insta. And here's my web address. And every one of them have Instagram. And I don't have Instagram yet. By the time this hits the air, I should have Instagram. That's going to be my next move.
Nice.
I've heard people talk about it, but as far as the artist world goes, every single one of the people at the premier event in the nation have an Instagram account. that's where they connect. That's where their community is.
It's so visual
out of
too,
all
right?
of them,
That's why
I think so.
It's a
I
very
don't do it.
visual platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed
I
to
need
Twitter,
I need to
you
learn
get
about it.
yeah, Twitter you get your news and you're reading things. I find Instagram is, I mean, you got your thirst traps as they call them with women, but like Instagram is very visual. So if you're an artist, it's like you can do it where that your gallery is like 9 thumbnails creates one big image, or you could do little images and videos. So it's a very visual platform. So it kind of makes sense that most artists are on Instagram as opposed to Twitter. So actually kind of makes sense
the minute you sign
myself.
up to Instagram, drop your handle. You drop your handle in Discord, and I'll follow you immediately. We'll chat there.
Jump in.
I'm on Instagram.
That's actually, I'm trying to.
This is good. This is where I'll talk to Ken. Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
What I'm showing like everyone is I've got like in my research from 2 years ago when I jumped in through almost 3 years ago. When I kind of jumped ship a year and a half ago, I got out. I learned one lesson and I've appreciated it was don't get into every social media outlet at once. Get into one, figure it out, maximize it, and move on. And then build as you grow. So for me, I'm going to be reading the chapters. I just showed him like everything you need to know about social media for a grandmother type book. And that's for me to play catch up and understand. Ryan just told a joke that went completely over my head because I saw Devon laugh at it. So I'm going, okay.
The thirst traps?
Must have been a funny thing.
I think it was a thirst trap, right? Yeah.
It's funny. It's like the whole photos, the bikini shots. Like, it's like, hey, click my OnlyFans link, but like they show the bikini shot first. So it entices you to look at the picture, but then all they want you to do is click their video links or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thirst trap. Like images they call them.
And because the almighty algorithm is going to feed you more of what you look at, so you're scrolling through, you see one bikini pic, you're like, cool, you pause on it for a bit longer than you pause on that image of a motorcycle or whatever you like. Then all of a sudden, over time, ever so slowly, when you go to search, your page that's populated with the things you look at just turns out to be chicks in bikinis or guys in bikinis,
or feet pics
or feet or whatever it is that you like. So then it's just it's just trapping you and appealing to your thirst. So a lot of people do that.
It's like the TikTok algorithm.
And they're like, you gotta watch.
I should have saved the beard off then today. I should have left that on for that one last photo. You gotta watch out
for the thirst traps. But anyways, that's what I love about this podcast. Okay, and that's also what I like about when Ken comes on. Ryan and I would be like, it's a Web3 podcast, and then we're talking about movies. We're talking about thirst traps on Instagram. I mean, I never thought we'd be talking about Instagram with Ken and thirst traps. You know what I mean? But he's like, all right.
I don't even know if that's going to be. I would imagine it's going to be an engaging tweet, and it'll just be along the lines of, "Hey, I just learned a huge lesson that everyone in the art community is in Instagram. Here's my new Instagram account. Let me know who you are so I can follow you, and we can network the same over here. And it'll be good. I tell you, I met some amazing artists, and every oil painting booth, every acrylic, everyone that did the actual fine arts were the ones that I ducked into. And I like digital art, but to me, it's about the physical piece of art. And that's really what I've been pushing a lot. Like when we talk about, hey, what are you going to focus on? I talked to Marco from NFT LV. Are you guys going to be out there this year?
Possibly.
Yeah. Leave the door open. I could tell you that on Friday, I'm flying in Thursday night. I don't even have a room. I'm either going to do the casinos or something. Like I will linger around Las Vegas. I'll be fine.
That's awesome. Okay, that's not so bad. I love that.
Booked with Marco. He said, or I'm going to do a workshop. I applied to be a speaker. I haven't even gotten into too much detail on this yet, but I'm going to do a workshop. How to make your NFT connect to your physical art. I don't have the title buried down, and I got to figure out how many seats are in the room and what it is. But whoever's in the space, I'll probably bring one of my pieces of art and I'll raffle it to somebody that comes to the workshop. Awesome. But we're going to teach about how to use RFID technology, the NFC chips that are attached to my NFT to make the digital twin with the physical piece of art. So if behind me, I've got a couple pieces of art. Every single painting that I've done, I have a one-of-one NFT associated with it on one policy ID in Cardano. So I have like a lighthouse that I'm painting from Lake Erie right out front, and
Nice.
I'm going to sell it to a friend for cash. But I'm going to document it on chain. I'm going to transfer ADA. I'll put a note in the transaction history so that anybody else that owns one of my pieces of art can see that all of the history is there. And I'll get him set up with a NAMI wallet or whatever, maybe do a Flint wallet just so it's on his mobile, and send him the NFT and onboard physical people. I'm working with coffee house, local coffee house. He's a Bitcoin guy. He actually bought the coffee house with Bitcoin winnings from the last cycle or earnings. Sorry. I don't know if that's, whatever.
Yeah.
So he did very well in that. His son is doing the NFTs. So I'm offering to them, we're working out negotiations that I'm going to get a painting put together of his, I got a really nice photo of the fall of its Freight House Coffee. If you're in the area, stop by. They got really, really good mochas and lattes. But that painting on the wall will have the link to the NFT, and I'm going to sell that to him for coffee. I don't know. We'll try and get like a little swipe card, and I'll get a number of, like, I'm good with that because that is, I'm new to the art world. I need to get my art out there to people. And I also want to have it so that because they're NFT people also, they know who's coming in that is NFT. Be like, hey, check this out. And they'll scan it with their phone and say, right, there's the NFT. And on the establishment and brand side of it, I'm going to offer them full rights to that image. So when I sell them the NFT, I'm going to sell them the digital image also, because they're Ethereum people. And I'll say, hey, if you want to go mint this on Ethereum, mint it on Ethereum. If you want to have NFTs of this, because as a brand, that's kind of a cool way to hand out business cards. Like, hey, here's an NFT of my thing.
That's wicked. So, I recommend for mobile wallets, do a Vesper. I downloaded that like last month, and it's like drip drops reward claiming is built in. Like the browser, it works on Apple because I use it, so you can buy and sell on mobile. Okay. I really like it. I'm not part of the team. I'm nothing. Just a fan of Vesper. Also, I want to ask. So you were at the art show. Because I know you're like the NFT guy. Was there a lot of NFT people or a lot of artists involved in the NFT aspect? Or were you like the unicorn walking around saying, hey, let me show you the world?
I should say two. There's one guy that does mathematical fractals and then prints down, like his all cool. His. Yeah. And he's badass. Like you had to use his 30 calculations on it. And he also incorporates like storm cloud images or like paint. Like he does a really cool job with the fractals, and he has an OpenSea account that he just doesn't tend to. Like he has a couple. I checked it out this morning. He's got a couple of them for sale. He's there, but he's just not in that space because he's a traveling art salesman and he puts his stuff out. And then there was another guy that did pen and ink work that also digitizes. He'll be down in Art Basel in Florida.
Nice.
So I'll probably try and connect, but that was it. There were two, and I only recognized one because he was talking to somebody else about being at Basel, and I was like, oh, I know that. Like, are you in the NFT scene? He goes, and he started saying words that were like, I could tell somebody taught him about NFTs, and that's where he stopped.
You're rich with knowledge in that. It's funny when you get to spots like that, and you can be like, "Oh, they're just like reading off a prompt."
That's amazing. Somebody taught him. Listen,
what you just said doesn't work.
But you think you grasp the concept, but you're getting there. This is dope, Ken.
So only two, Ryan, out of all of them. Nobody had a sign that said "Ask me about NFTs" or "Buy my NFT." It was click my link, go to my website, and here's where you can buy prints. And that's what I'm going to do also with my art. Make it available so that if you like it and you want the NFT, great, because we're NFT people. But you, as a physical artist, as a person who is a creator. I made this mistake and I'm trying to amend that. The mistake I made was I only let people open a Cardano wallet. So if you like my art, you have to be in Cardano to buy what I'm selling. And that happens for NFT projects as well. You know, there's a lot of them, like not just a physical side, but if, hey, I really like the way that image shapes up. Well, okay, go take it over to Kinko's and print it. No, don't make somebody go do that. Like, make your website, click this link to print on canvas, to do a digital print, and I'll print it at my house and frame it, or whatever you need to do or want to do. You got to let people open up.
Yeah.
If you're going to sell things, if you're going to pay the bills, you got to make whatever they want.
Kind of open-ended digital content.
Yeah. And that's why so many people are looking at the cross-chain aspect of things. It's for adoption, for fees when it comes to Ethereum and gas and whatnot. But like cross-chain is, I think, where everyone's going for growth and accessibility, so that we're not turning away people that want to join the community. We right away, I'm like, let's keep going. But this is the 100th episode, and we've got the hit list to roll through. Yeah, Ken. I mean, I know it's not the last time we'll be chatting here. You're the apart from we have a producer, Paps, who stays in the background. Apart from them, you're our heavy hitter for non-fungible guys. So whenever you open up that Instagram account, I'm there all the time, every day. I can't wait till you jump on there. We'll chat there a lot, and I'm glad to Sherpa you through that world. And let's do it. It'll be cool because I'm big into.
I'll tweet out your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm big into the photography, and it's great for that too. So, man. But always good to have you. We love the enthusiasm. We love the knowledge bombs that you drop. We love the beard. But this is okay too. This works.
Yeah,
we'll get used to it.
I would much rather be able to put a SCBA mask and not risk my life for that. So the beard goes.
Please, yeah.
Understandable. Well, thank you very much, Ken.
I'm going to drop a picture I should have done this earlier, but in our group chat over on Discord, progress is underway with that little thing we're working on.
Oh, sweet. Okay. That's cool. Yes, I do. Yeah. I do read all of it later on.
That's a teaser for the next episode.
There you go.
Down. Awesome.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Congratulations on the big 100. That is a milestone. That is awesome. I'm really proud of you guys for that, and continuing to grind through. And I've never been on here and had you guys ever sit here and say, what are we going to come up with next? What are we going to talk about? How are we going to? There's always stuff to talk about, and you guys both show up with smiles. Most of you guys have hair, and you bring it to the table.
That's awesome.
Appreciate the kind words.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's great.
That was awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Ken. As always. I mean, that guy. I mean, we could do a 5-hour podcast with him, just talking about kind of everything. And he's somewhat local to us, even though he's in the States. Yeah. He's not that far from us too. So it's we got to go by. I want to go see this lighthouse he's painting, and
I'm thinking that too, because I'm actually looking at a map right now because I want to do a motorcycle trip towards the end of the summer. And I was like, we were thinking where we would go. And I'm like, last time we rode like way up into Northern Ontario. And I was like, this time we could go down, and I'm like, maybe we could go down through Buffalo and then the lakeshore, basically right around Lake Erie, and then come back. And I might map that out. If we could pull that off in like 3-4 days, I might do it and stop in and get some coffee. So we'll see. That'd be cool. Nice. Record an episode from the road. Anyways, what's next? Who's next?
I don't know. Who do we got next? Who's next? Who got next?
Who got next? I got next. Yeah, that's amazing. So stupid. Well, I'm sure like a lot of people are like going to get that, but some people are like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, who knows?
Anyways,
some references I don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
I know, right? Keep it moving. 100 episodes, forever and ever. Let's keep it going. Next we have, he's joined. Yeah, he's done it. Okay. So we have this guest that I was really, really happy with when came on the pod, dropping knowledge gems, super talented, super smart, actually. I was like, I remember being around, I'm like, is that a fucking genius? It was really, really good. It was none other than Shawn from A3C Stake Pool, episode 80. That's not even that long ago. So, everybody, Shawn here is proof that dreams can come true. and you can be on the podcast, and you don't have to wait another year to get requested to be back on.
What's up, Shawn?
Hey guys,
what's going on, Shawn?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the introduction and congratulations on the 100 episodes.
Thank you. It's been a fun ride.
I bet.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I don't know how we got here, but somehow we did.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So what's new with you guys? Anything new, exciting, special?
I just got back from Nova Scotia, and apparently they got right where I was staying, got hit with all that rain over the last couple. They got like 300 millimeters of rain, and things are flooding, and cars are getting swept away. So I'm glad to be back home, I guess.
Nice.
How about yourself? How you doing?
You know what? Pretty good. Can't complain. Just plugging away with the stake pool and the family and the daytime job, mining fiat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all mine fiat, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, just learning new things on Cardano and learning new things about blockchain and just helping people get on board and just really, really diving deep in the DeFi on Cardano. It seems to be blowing up a lot.
I just said that to Devon yesterday or this morning before I'm like, we're going to have to start pivoting a little bit more to DeFi because it's taken off. It's taken off DeFi.
Yeah, especially on Cardano. There's a lot of great opportunities, a lot of great projects. I've got some notes here. We can talk about a few of them, guys, and talk about
sure. That's actually that's question like number 2 on my list here. Was like what should we be focusing on, especially in DeFi and especially Cardano. So
sure.
Yeah.
So what's the first question though?
The first question is, how's the stake pool going? How are you?
Right.
Well, wait, did we ask him how he was? How are you, Shawn? Thank you for hopping on this. I know I told you when I was messaging you directly, but we were looking at the hit list and we were like, who do we want? I was like, Shawn, like right away. I loved our episode. I loved your knowledge and how you were helping. And also I love the fact that I will randomly message you and be like, Shawn, help me with this, or what are we doing here? And you're like always available.
Yeah.
Whether we works out or not, I don't know. I think we got the local connection too. So there's that, you know?
Yeah.
So.
The time zones line up. But yeah, no, I love helping people, man. So if anyone ever has a question and they don't really know who to trust, or I'm straight up, if I don't know the answer, I'll be honest. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll do my best to tell you what I know or what I don't know. And I'll be honest. And my opinions are very, very unbiased. I just use my experience and knowledge. I'm not sure what has happened. I'm trying to remember what has happened since we last talked. But Muesli Swap is still a partner of ours, so they stake a lot of ADA in our pool.
Awesome.
I think we're around 3 million ADA right now.
Crazy.
And I do my monthly.
It's amazing.
I do my monthly giveaways, and then every now and then I'll throw a few giveaways out. I'm really big into the book token NFTs, so I tend to give away those a lot. I really like those.
Yep. So does Ryan.
Yeah, they're very good. NFTs are one thing, but then to have a hidden, it's not a hidden, but to have a utility behind it, like to actually own a book, and I think it's super cool, man. I don't know.
For me, it's the easiest way to onboard someone and explain NFTs using books.
Sure.
Did you score a golden ticket by any chance?
No, I didn't.
I know, neither did I. I was like, come on, roll that dice. Didn't get one. I'm curious about. I can't even. Did they announce what exactly golden ticket got you, or a golden bookmark? Sorry,
not that I know of. To be honest, they might have. I might have missed it.
Did you go big on the book token on the ITO?
I feel like this guy did. Yeah, I feel like he was just like, I'm ready for this and I'm going heavy. Like,
did you see the tweet about the top 10 transactions or whatever?
What was it, like 250K was one? Or
let's just put it this way. I was on that list.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, sir.
I love the way he set that up. I thought he was gonna be like, did you see that tweet? That was crazy, right? And we were like, yeah. He's like, you were looking at your boy's son.
Yeah. That's amazing. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
And I should be honest. I'll be honest. I am a book token fan, and I also locked up my old book tokens as well until October, because they had the old book token and then they got the new book token, which is divisible, right?
Yeah. You can swap out the old book for the new one too, right? Yeah.
So I swapped my old one for the new one, so that's locked up until October. But yeah, I have a few of my clients that are also interested in book tokens, so they bought some as well. But the stake pool is going great, guys. Getting a lot of traction, getting a lot of interest. Like I said, I think we're at 482 delegators now. with 3 million ADA. Yeah, love giving away stuff, love helping. It's a lot of fun. Stake pool is great. Just a lot of time out of the day.
Yeah.
Minting blocks regularly. So any listeners, hey, you want to stake, you want to support me, come on board, stake your ADA. It's very important to understand it's non-custodial, right? So if the pool closes, you'll simply get a message saying, hey, move your tokens. You know, no one is in control of them. No one is liquid. It's 100% liquid, unlike Ethereum, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I've definitely I've pushed a few of I brought a couple ETH people from a few projects I've been in with them, and every one of them I'm like, go to this pool. So I brought a couple. Let's say 5 people I've helped you out.
I
the
appreciate
482.
You know what? Hey, listen, I hope people are listening that have done it, because it's very important to visit my website and see all the partnerships I've made and all the perks that you can get in terms of additional tokens you can get as a result of my partnerships. Like, you know, I'm partnered with Drip Drops. I'm partnered with Tozy Drop. I'm partnered with the Cardano vending machine. I'm an official Cardano Hosky token rug pool. So, you know, you visit all these platforms, and because of the partnership, you get all free tokens. So take advantage of it, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, you might as well. And some people might not know this, but Drip Drops is a first come, first serve. So a lot of the premium coins, you might not see them if you visit 2 days after the epoch ends.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. No idea that. How do you freaking know that, Shawn? This is why we had Shawn come back. He just does something like that in casual conversation, that's the huge knowledge bomb, as if it's like, you know, no big deal, guys.
It's important. It's important. And I'll be honest with you, a lot has happened too in the ecosystem. Have you guys used Tap Tools at all?
No. We didn't use it, but we did talk about it, because with their whole launch and breakdown and stuff, we did talk about it a bit.
Actually, I think I was messaging one of you guys, and I was kind of telling you to get into Tap Tools. But if you don't use Tap Tools, you need to use Tap Tools 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Okay. Done deal. Well,
and there's 2 ways of doing it. The one way is if you own a Tappy Tool NFT, then you get 420 days of access to the pro functions, which allows you to look at any wallet profile through the wallet profiler. Or if you hold up to 5 or more Tappy NFT penguins, then you can have lifetime access to Tap Tools. But what I like to do is if I were you, I'd recommend create an account on Tap Tools. It's free, and then link your wallet or wallets to Tap Tools, and then you go to portfolio summary, and you don't need an NFT to do that. You just need an account, because it's not a pro feature, and then it will summarize all your assets in a nice matrix, and it'll tell you all the floor of your NFTs and how much your tokens are worth and how much your portfolio is worth as a whole, how much it's gone up in the last 90 days, 30 days. Wow. It's incredible, guys. Okay, if you are not using Tap Tools, then you are being left behind in terms of the Cardano ecosystem.
That's amazing. I remember when we did talk about it, we were looking at some of the features, and I was just like, it seems, because I think maybe you could get bogged down with the fact that it can do so much, you know? And we were like, well, half of these things we might not necessarily need. And I was like, I don't know if all of that, the premiumness of it is necessary, but yeah, definitely a capable tool for sure, right?
Even if you don't do the pro version, like I said, if you go to the portfolio version, it literally tells you the floor price of all your NFTs, how much each NFT is worth. Like it's so powerful, guys. It's
really good for estimating the worth of your assets.
Not only is it good, and in the event that you want to move stuff around, you know, sell and all that, it's very, very helpful. Very helpful.
All right, I signed up.
Oh, dude, honestly, you have to use it. And Ryan, if you need help, message me. I'll teach you how to use Tap Tools if you just can't figure it out or whatever. It's relatively straightforward, but connecting your wallet you can do manually, or you can do it through DApp. It's up to you. But yeah, honestly, guys, I have on my phone Tap Tools bookmarked. I look at it religiously. What tokens are up, what tokens are down. It's Tap Tools is the way to go.
Okay.
I don't know what wallet you're using.
I connected my wallet.
I don't know what wallet you're using. Good, do it. Okay. So I use Eternal Wallet. I love Eternal Wallet. It's not the most user friendly in terms of the user experience, but there's a new wallet on the block called Vesper Wallet. I'm sure you guys have heard of it.
I've been promoting the shit out of it for like 6 weeks now.
Good. Good.
On the previous episode, and we just mentioned it with. I had written it down because Ryan told me about it, and I'd written it down. So we're evangelical about it as well. So I'm so glad that Shawn has said something, and we're like, yeah, Shawn, we know. We've got it.
So here's the thing. I don't have any Vesper wallet experience. So I've just heard really good things about it. So here you guys have tried it and like it. That's great to hear.
The fact
Ryan's
that it's got the drip drop rewards claiming is built into the app.
It's baked
I think
into
you and
it,
me talked about it on DM. I think I had mentioned it to you about the drip
Oh,
drop rewards.
yes, you know what you did. I was about to say someone mentioned that to me. That was you. Yes. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I don't recommend Vesper wallet, not because I don't believe, but because I don't use it, so I can't help people.
Right.
But I have heard many good things about it from very reputable people. So I don't want to talk bad about Vesper wallet. I just, like I said, I haven't used it. That's all. So, but I do plan on using it. Like I said, I heard good things about it, and Ryan was the one that pointed out, it's got drip drops baked in. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so the stake pool's great. Can't complain. Loving the support, still hitting the partnerships, trying to get more partnerships. I obviously applied for the Cardano Foundation bootstrap program. Didn't make it this time, but it was on the list for, hey, thanks for your hard work kind of thing. So maybe next time. I think that's 15 million ADA they put in your pool for a few months.
Nice, no big deal.
I did get the IOG bootstrap program, which was 3.5 million for about 6 months, about 2 years ago. So that helped a lot. But stake pool's going great. So DeFi.
Yes, DeFi. What are we buying?
Yes.
What are we looking at?
Also, Tap Tools is freaking great. You're right, Shawn.
No.
I'm looking. I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't I do this before? It took 2 seconds.
So here's what's going to happen, Devin.
Yeah.
You're not going to look at Pool PM anymore. You're going to look at Tap Tools.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it's way better.
You can and when you sign up with your account, and you can link up to 5 wallets, so it will summarize all your assets in one nice, beautiful number.
Yeah, this is great.
It's very powerful. I look forward to helping you guys out if you have any questions.
I'll hit you up on Telegram. That's right.
Yeah, man. All good.
You know that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
All good. So there's some really cool, exciting projects on Cardano for the DeFi platform. Muesli Swap and Min Swap do their typical yield farming. So if you want to get into that, by all means. I personally tried it out a bit. I'm not a huge fan of yield farming because I just don't want to keep track of entry and exits and permanent loss and all that. It is a lot. But hey, if people want to do it, it's a great opportunity to make some gains. With that being said, so there's a new project on Cardano called IAG, Igon. Have you heard of this?
IAG, no.
I have not.
So you really, really need to take a look at Igon. Igon is a decentralized storage platform. So think of Google Storage, Google Drive, but decentralized. Yeah.
Oh man, this is up my alley, big time.
So they were on Ethereum, but they realized that the Ethereum network is just not that good. So they migrated to Cardano.
So someone saw the light. I know that sounds ridiculous, but good. They probably just okay. How do we spell this? Like, we drop the link here. I don't know.
So Iagon is IAGON. The coin is IAG. It's done up some pumps in the recent months, I should say. They actually have a physical working product. So if you don't know what decentralized storage is, and maybe you probably do, but let's just educate your listeners here really quickly.
Sure, love it.
Do a little 30-second bit here. So decentralized storage is, like I said, think of Google Drive, but like Google Drive or Amazon or Apple Cloud, whatever you want to call those ones, they're all centralized. They're all in AWS or their own servers. So they're very susceptible to vulnerabilities, outages. So if these platforms go down, you lose access to your data, right?
Yeah.
So a decentralized storage is a network of nodes all around the world that all hold a fragment of your data. So if any of these nodes are compromised, they can't get all your data. They can't even put it together. They don't know what it is. So collectively, they rebuild your data and give you access to it. And that's basically what it is in a nutshell. I highly recommend reading about it. It's very cool. That's really cool. They have a working product. They have a great team. I had reached out to them and I recommended that they visit Cardano over coffee. And they booked a spot there, and they gave me a shout out. That was amazing. I facilitated a nice meeting there. Yeah, it was really cool.
I do. I love this. I thought I bought some. I did get some.
You did get some Iagon?
Yeah.
Good. Igon's a good token, man.
All
I
right,
think
I
I'm.
didn't hear you tell your old pal Devo about this. That's cool.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
talk
you were
offline.
busy.
No big deal. Thanks, Sean.
No,
Thanks for bringing the knowledge to the both of us. Sometimes
buddy.
I'm just joking. Don't listen to me. It's okay, man. I'm just
Hey,
messing
feel
around.
free to hit me up anytime, man. I'll tell you. I'll
That's
tell you
completely
what
fine.
it is.
This is cool. I'm on the site now. I'm gonna check this out. I like
Yeah,
it.
do it. No, it's a very, very promising, very promising. So obviously, you guys have heard of LenFi, which is AADA.
That's the new one I was just telling Devon
Yeah.
about this morning before we went on. I was like, it blew up out of, I mean, for me, it's out of nowhere, but go ahead.
It's a great team. They're building basically like a platform protocol for pool lending. They're doing really good things. They're building. They're doing good. So there's a token you should look at. Book token we've already talked about. And then there's another one, CBLP, which is Yamafor. They're also doing loans, but with intermediate loan terms. Check that out. I don't know if they have a working product yet, but I heard the team is really good. Flack Finance is another good token. They're building something in India. India is a very very large untapped market. So
unbanked.
Unbanked. That's right.
Yeah.
So I think they're building a DEX as well. So yeah, check out Flack Finance. Gen S, Genius Yield. They're an algorithmic trading strategies platform with very different yield opportunities. So you might want to look at Genius Yield. I know it's ran by a very, very smart, important person on the Cardano team. I believe it's Lars something or other. I can't remember. He's some PhD doctor in Cardano. He's a really smart dude. AGIX, you guys obviously know about AGIX, right? AGIX is a good token. I like that. Empower token, African real estate. That's a good token. There's let me just take another look here. Meld is another lending protocol.
I actually mentioned that literally this morning. Because I think they were in Vegas and I went and saw them. I think they had a booth or something. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I met them at the Cardano Summit.
Where was that? Were they in Toronto? Was that in the
one
fall?
in Toronto? Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So, I'm glad you mentioned them because I saw it and thought it was cool. So, like, I got the Shawn stamp of approval.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Even though it's got the Shawn, anything's possible, right, guys?
I know.
Anything's possible.
Not financial advice.
No, it's not financial advice because look at our Dana token. It was doing really well. The team was very reputable. Like a lot of people. And then they're just like, you know what? We don't want to do this anymore. And their project went to zero. And a lot of people lost a lot of money. I know a lot of people lost a lot of money. Yeah. Okay. Ardana. So, anything's possible, right? Team could walk away and be like, this bear market's killing us. We're not making enough money to support the project. We're out of here. Right. Who knows? Indie token is really cool. World Mobile token.
Right. Yeah.
RJV is another AI token you want to keep an eye on. What else do we got?
It's a wealth of knowledge. Jesus.
Yeah, we knew that, right? But
I know we did.
We forget.
I'm
writing it down as if I don't have this recording. Like, what's wrong with me?
That's okay. Charlie 3 is another interesting token. It's like the first Oracle on Cardano.
What?
Yeah. Do a little bit of reading about Charlie.
Ryan,
3.
do you know what that is?
No.
I've never.
It's called. The coin is C3. The project's called Charlie 3.
Yeah.
When you say C3, as in like an Oracle, are you thinking like predictive of markets? Like what are you thinking here? Like when you say that?
No, they're going to be.
Like Oracle, like the company Oracle. Is that what you mean? Like what are you talking? Yeah, gotcha. Okay, well then that's a big deal. Okay, yeah, that's Larry Ellison shit. Okay, cool.
Just look into that. Charlie
okay.
3 C3.
Big deal. We'll do. I put a check mark next to that.
Yeah. And then obviously my heart belongs to Hosky token. I love the Hosky, right?
I collect it every chance I get.
Good for you, buddy. Keep doing that. He's building, he's doing what he can. He's helping decentralize Cardano. He's, supporting other stake pools. He's doing a lot of good things. So you know what?
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
He's doing interviews with Book. He's doing I just see him everywhere.
And he's a super smart guy.
Yeah. We'll have to have him on one day because we talk about him enough and I know he's in the ecosystem deep. So we should get him on one day.
You should. Absolutely. You should. 100% you should. He's a great chat. Smart, super smart dude, man. And then there's obviously that snake token or snack token that blew up recently.
Yeah.
I
Did
got
you
no
jump
time.
in on that? No, you didn't do the meme coin.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I bought a little bit, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't
Didn't
put all my
expect.
in meme coins. I just try a little bit out. I don't. I know some people got some gains and some people did really good, and good for them. You
Yeah.
know, but you know what? You have people out there comparing Snack to Hosky. You know, Hosky's done so much for Cardano.
Yeah.
You know, Snack has got an energy drink. That's enough said.
Which is impressive that they got it out that quick.
Sure.
I mean, they did it in like what,
Mhm.
7 weeks, 8 weeks or something. They
Sure.
released an energy drink. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it's not comparable. You can't compare.
No, it's really not. I mean, there's no doubt that there is an opportunity to make gains in meme coins. There's no doubt. It's just
Mhm.
incredibly risky, right? Very, very risky.
Yeah. Okay.
So my mindset right now, guys, is you want to play with the meme coins. Yeah, okay, throw 100 ADA or a couple hundred, whatever you're comfortable losing, because reality is it's very high likelihood that's going to happen.
100%.
And then just do some research into these companies that we just talked about and plant a bunch of seeds. And this is my
Mhm.
mentality. Plant as many seeds as you can in the ecosystem and then just sit back and wait.
Mhm.
And the beautiful thing about Tap Tools, by the way, guys, is if you go to your trade tab, it will show you how much money or how much percent up and down you are in each trade you've done historically.
Oh, that's cool.
That
like
is
you're talking about like
ridiculous.
trade history.
Buy, sell, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so
and it even has
I
the
can
trending.
see definitely where I'm trended, like which side I'm leaning to. That's so cool. I did not even.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I love the trade. I love the trade tab because it shows me each individual trade if I'm
This is
up or
so
down
good.
on it.
This is an easy way to be like, how's my performance been with my flipping?
100%.
Great.
100%.
Ryan, we're gonna talk about this offline.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely need to.
This is great.
jump. Yeah,
I mean, oh Jesus. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks,
if
Sean.
the whole no problem. The whole joke is now is do you even Cardano if you don't tap tool?
Yeah.
Because you know what
Nice,
you look
nice.
at what our Ethereum has done and where they've gotten and what they've done. Great, that's fantastic. Well, there's a new kid on the block, new kind of technology, and look how
Mhm.
far we've come. Look what we can do. Look
Yeah.
at the projects being built. Don't sleep on this. This is incredible, Cardano. They're building an amazing protocol, an amazing network, an amazing platform. It's going to. I strongly believe Cardano will become a like the mothership of all blockchains, where everyone will be using it in some way, shape, or form through sidechains. Cardano is built around sidechains, right?
yeah.
So, and then especially now that you have Project Midnight finishing up. Not sure if you know what Project Midnight is.
Writing it down. Not sure.
Yeah, Project Midnight is a very, very crazy. How do you want to call it? Platform on Cardano where businesses can use Cardano to run their finances secretly. So all private.
What?
Yeah. Project
This
Midnight.
is
Look it up,
totally
guys.
something I need. I mean,
Look it up.
Okay, this is an offline conversation.
Yeah, just do a little bit of research on Project Midnight. So people got to understand, Cardano is so special in the sense the way it's being built and the technology that's being developed for it, and the
Right.
technology that was developed just strictly for it is mind blowing, right?
Yeah.
So it's very, very cool. The sidechain thing is going to be you're going to start seeing. I wouldn't be surprised if XRP and Cardano announce a partnership or something, or if even Ethereum says, "Oh, you know what? We're trying to do this. We can't. Let's start using some of Cardano's sidechains, ZK
Right.
rollups." Or you know what?
Yeah.
You know what would be crazy is if some government who's pushing CBDCs, CDBCs, central bank digital currency CBDCs, and they're like, "Well, what platform are we going to use? Hey, let's use Cardano. They're secure." I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, if you think about it, like I know this sounds crazy because like people, of course, you would say that, but when you really, really think about the chains, where else would you go?
Yeah,
unless you're building your own, which I think they would opt to try doing that and realize they're just dumping money into it. Where else would you go? Really.
Yeah. It's easy to create a chain. It's easy to create a but to create one that's secure, robust, compatible, versatile, like decentralized, like that's a completely different thing. You look at Solana, they're doing really well. They have a pretty cool chain, but how many times has that chain been rebooted?
Exactly. Which is
come
completely outside the whole mentality of how it's supposed to work.
Well, it goes against decentralization. That's the complete opposite of if someone could put the reset button, that's not decentralized.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Right?
No, agree.
And
maybe that's why government's going to want to go there. Yeah. Sounds like
that. So we got one more roadmap and one more milestone in Cardano, which is oh my gosh, my brain is just.
I don't remember the names of the mathematicians.
Voltaire? Is it Voltaire? I think it's Voltaire.
Did we do Voltaire already?
I
don't remember which. I'm gonna do a quick Google.
Man,
I think we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Voltaire, the governance.
Okay.
It is Voltaire. Yeah. Governance is the last step in the roadmap, and once the chain is upgraded to handle that, then the chain will be literally ready.
You're right.
For governments to adopt and use their voting systems, and it's crazy, man. It's a crazy chain. I love Cardano. It's very cool. XRP is doing some cool things too. I love XRP as well.
Yep. And it's good that the ruling kind of went in their favor a little bit. So,
well, hey, here's the thing, guys. There's a video out recently by Blue Eyed Dan's CCV. I'm not a huge supporter of his because he has like 10 stake pools, but hey, to each their own. He does a lot of good stuff for Cardano. I'll give him that. But he's got a recent video out where he goes through the XRP ruling paperwork and he finds out some language that helps clarify how to determine if a chain is decentralized or not. And he also highlights how Cardano is so not. It highlights how to determine if a chain is a security or a commodity. And he talks about how Cardano is 100% not a security because, and I didn't know this, but the original token offering of ADA was done in Hong Kong, not in US dollars.
Oh,
so right there in itself,
so right there, you're
not a security.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So once the governments get
this guy's
dude, smart man. He's once the government gets their head out of their ass, pardon my language, and figures out what's going on and creates a decentralized datum, if you will, of how to measure decentralization. I think Cardano will have a big part of that. Charles is already working on specs to help governments and people criteria to determine this sort of thing and tools and all that. So I'm very bullish on the ecosystem blockchain.
Love it. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
This has filled me with excitement. I literally I got my notes here, but on a separate note, I've got Project Midnight because that's something I'm going to have to look into. So we've got a huge list of things. Ladies and gentlemen, Shawn from A3C Stake Pool in 20 minutes has dropped all the knowledge you need to know. Not all of it.
For real.
he's a humble guy. I'm not humble for him. Screw that. In short, thank you for coming on, Shawn. I really, really loved your episode. And we're
going to have to do another one.
In honesty, let us know. We'd love to hit you up in the fall again. Or anytime you have any major announcement, anything you want to do, even if you want to come on for a short time when Ryan and I are kind of doing our in studio episodes where we don't have a guest. If you always want to drop in, no problem. We'll do a little call to action for you. What do you want to say to anyone that's listening that probably hasn't heard of you before, haven't gone back to the episode 80, whichever you were? What do they do? Where do they find you?
So you can find me on Twitter, Shawn A3C Pool, A3C Pool _ Shawn on Twitter. I'm also on LinkedIn, doxed on LinkedIn. I have a YouTube channel. It has some older videos on there, but it gets the point across to help you guide you through some steps and stuff. I've tried this blue sky thing out. Sure, whatever.
Right, blue sky,
I'm on Facebook as well. So if you really have a question, don't. And my services are free. I help people for free around the world. I just did a call 2 days ago. Someone was scammed with some money and they didn't know who to trust. And they heard my name and reached out and I helped answer their questions. And that's what I do, guys. I give back my time to the community and the ecosystem and supporting my stake pool to help out where I can. And again, my services are free. I just love helping out. I love talking. I love meeting new people. And
Indeed. And we're a testament to that for sure. Shawn, we'll both be in touch. Love it. Thank you for hopping on the pod and being one of the people on our hit list for episode 100.
Thank you very much, buddy. Have a good day.
We'll talk to you guys. See you later.
Later.
Bye.
Man, that was awesome.
That was it's been a fun episode, man. Thank you to Shawn, thank you to Nighthawke, and thank you to Ken for coming on. I mean,
Good
we
shit.
it's like rapid fire. It's kind of a new style. It's
Yeah.
the only problem I find is like, where do we start cutting them off and like, okay,
I
we
know,
wrap it up. We
yeah.
have other guests, but speaking of
we're
guests,
doing like, go ahead.
who do we got?
The big man himself.
Let him join.
I know.
Him
Let's
join
do it.
and
He doesn't need an introduction.
Well, I mean, not one of your like 10-minute long introduction. We could just say, hey, the man, the hour, the myth,
the man, the legend, the myth. Not one of your 10-minute.
Mr. Ugly Bro himself, Sergio.
That's hilarious.
Or Serge, whatever you want to call. Look at that beard. Look at that glorious fucking beard.
You guys can hear me, right?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
How you boys doing?
We're good, man. How are you doing?
There he is.
I'm very good. My computer decided to go kamikaze all of a sudden, but yes.
That's all right. How you doing, man? How's things? It's been a while. We haven't had you on since episode 47.
It's been a while.
And we're at episode 100, our official.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
As you know, in the crypto space, that's a big accomplishment because not many of us last.
Yep.
It's true. Yeah.
That, you know what? And we were talking about that, saying how we're kind of glad that we didn't just do specifically Cardano and kind of went with the Web3 space, because it lets us be fluid. Like, we're talking about thirst trap Instagram videos earlier today. Like, we're all over it. Like, we're talking DeFi with one person, merchandise with another person, and then
movies. Yeah, anything we want, right?
I love it.
Yeah, man.
But Big Serge, man. It's been a minute. I haven't checked with you in a while, but thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm actually moved down to Toronto now for real. So I'm in Toronto proper, in Young Bloor, Yorkville area. So nice. I gotta hit you up. Whatever you got planned going on. If you're doing a wing night, I don't know what
the three of us.
Let me know. You let me know.
I'm
man.
in.
The three of us, amongst other people. Yeah, no. We'll definitely let you know for next time. No issue.
Yeah, sorry I missed I guess I missed the last couple meetups. I think what was the last one that you did?
It happened. It just
was a long weekend, right?
Yeah, family days and then things and then National Bitcoin Pizza Day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was the Monday. Okay, right. So sometimes it's actually an introduction per se. Right? Like, I'm not gonna do. I mean, we didn't
go ahead. You started it. No, go ahead.
Here we go. I'm not gonna do a 10-minute introduction.
Get your snacks, everyone.
No, I'm gonna do the opposite. We got Serge here, Big Serge Space. We had Serge for episode 47, Ugly Bros. This was someone who, not that other people didn't show us mad love in the space, but we knew it was real when we were like, okay, Serge, we'll see what kind of an episode we can get into. We did an episode, and it was 2 hours plus long, like the most long form thing, and it didn't even feel like it. And we were like, yeah, we're going to wrap it up soon. And then we just kept on going. And we were like, yo, this is real. And then when we were able to connect in Vegas, it was dope. Like,
even before that, it was the love that he had shown when, because remember, you'd hooked me up with that ticket for, what do you call it, Devon?
I call it Collison, but it's
collision. Yeah, we hadn't even like talked and you're like, yo, I got a ticket, come out and hang out with us. And it's like, wow, this guy is just so giving. And then we had a great time. And then Bobby from Cardopoly met Lua,
right.
All the connections just off that little meetup at a collision. It was awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of us in Toronto though. Like, there's a lot of us. There's Web3. Like, there's a big Web3
community in Toronto.
Like, our group is huge in Web3. Yeah,
it is. Then, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh no! You start to see more kind of the Ethereum side, the Solana side, the Bitcoin side. Yeah, the Polkadot side. You start to see a lot of different things. It's hard to catch up, but like, it's been nothing but love and respect.
What I just realized? We never really had Solana people on the pod, you know? And I was thinking,
we make fun of it. What are we?
I was thinking, if we had to have someone on Solana, and we were like, yeah, listen to our episodes. All they would hear is us bashing that blockchain.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Except for one episode. For one episode, we could just change it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we got to invite a Solana person. We have to. And
why?
Just because that's what we do as journalists, Ryan.
Fine.
Journalists.
Fine. Technically, I guess we could get into conferences as media. We are media. We're content creators, right? Why not, right?
Yeah.
How's Ugly Bros doing?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm not active in the community, like in the Discord, but I'm always lurking. I'm always watching what's happening.
No, with a bunch of us, right? Like, like the Discord days of like, and again, like the 2021, I'm gonna be in the Discord, and then it evolves to Twitter, because that's the reality. We're completely aware. That's why everything is good with us, man. We're doing a video game now. We've been doing it since October of last year. So it's all funds from Papa, and for anything that's left, it's been a journey. We're starting small, we're growing big. So that's been a very interesting animal to tackle with.
Yeah,
very excited. Yeah, and I do updates, and then now we're coming out with the avatars. So we just launched today 3 of the first avatars. So on the Discord. So I'm excited.
Look right now. I missed that.
Well, yeah. It's what it is. It's 3, and it's just so people could like. It's interesting because we went from this journey of like, this is just art, to like, now we gotta. Now that there's a community, okay, now, but I'm okay with doing more. So now people get the 3D asset, and it's pretty cool. So people could do whatever they want with it, right? And I do believe NFTs could just be art, and it's fine, but some projects need to evolve, and we're one of them. So with the game, it's going to be compatible with the NFTs, with the 3D assets. So I'm pretty excited of the future.
Is our boy Dan doing all that work, or has he got a team now?
No, we've always had a team. No,
I know, but
now we're down to 2. But Dan has not been involved with the game. Everything has been me and the other designer. Yeah, just because Dan's been focusing on the Ethereum drop.
Oh, that's right, the potions. Yeah, and all that.
The potion that I was literally, when we were transitioning, I was literally just working on just passing the final check to make sure that nobody gets left behind, and he's just been focused on that.
Awesome, I love that guy.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. That's basically a free drop. It took us 6-7 months to do. Very.
You guys you're doing it. You're following through on most everything that you guys have said you're gonna do. You followed through, and you might be quiet, but you're providing the updates. You're showing that you're working still. So it's like, you can't hate on a project like that. I mean, you guys are you're building, right?
No. And like, you could see that the era of, you could see there are plans with the game when it comes to certain elements that I haven't revealed yet, because I didn't raise funds. So I'm just doing it off pocket. So when things become more clear, I'll release them. But you see the transition of like, oh, that used to be art, that used to be cool, to now we want to buy NFTs that are business related. So you have seen the evolution of the trends. And it's interesting to kind of be in this space for now. I mean, close to 2 years, 3 years, right?
Actually, that's one of my questions. I was going to say, what's your thoughts on like how the space, I mean, what could we say? Either Cardano or your Web3 space, I guess. What's your thoughts of how it's changed and evolved over the last 2 years, I guess?
I mean, it's so now utility heavy. You could kind of see it there. Like, and it's interesting because it's like this unspoken rule that an artist can come in and drop a 10K, because there needs to be an expectation now. The art isn't the expectation anymore. And then, I'm a DJ, you're a DJ. A lot of DJ, so we understand, that sort of thing. And it's like, if you're going to come to the space, and that's fine for the DJs, but from the artist perspective, if he's going to come in and do all these different things, he could do whatever he wants. So it's just also them understanding what NFTs are. And I think we spoke about it the first time, that when I got into this game, I didn't know what NFTs were, right? I was in that project that had, like, the majority of them, like, that didn't know, what happens after the collection. Right.
Yeah.
So, it's very interesting what the space has evolved. And in the middle of the bear, you do get to see a lot of different things and learn. But like, as you said, just be consistent with what you promise, and you're going to be fine. That's basically it. Yeah,
love it. That's all you can ask for, man. That's like, Damn. So like, what else is going on? I know I pivot away for this, but like you last time it was like you had like so much shit going on. There's music, there's physical spaces, people working out and shit. Like, how is the whole picture of Serge looking right now?
It's good, man. I mean, listen, the community's there. Between building the game, the Ethereum drop that's coming up, it's going to be very limited. There is something going to be in the future. I'm excited about that, but it's still like in mysteries, right? Euphemisms, like you call it. We talk in euphemisms sometimes. I'm just very excited to move into a plane of like now that we're releasing the 3D assets, it's not the same as everybody else. Everybody else has one character. We have 130 plus characters. Yeah. So I'm excited to get those out. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Get every single character out with its variation, with its variant, and then also give the holders of tools to do whatever they want with them. Right. So we're having different 3D artists come in and experiment with the uglies. So that's one of the things that if you go to our post, the first 5 posts, you'll see overexposed artist Ren doing whatever he wanted.
I loved it. Yeah, that was fun, man. That was real nice.
That's cool. But it just gets that element of like, oh, I could do this, but then it also encourages other people to like, maybe I want to brand, maybe I want to do this, or maybe I want to learn. So we're going to be kind of the next couple of weeks, very simple tutorials to get people that never have dealt with 3D, just the steps like color changes, how to add assets, so they can kind of, if they want to get into that world, maybe that's their start. Maybe Ugly Bros having an avatar is how you start.
Yeah, a little bit of education and tutorials is a good way to do that, right? Like it'd be fun, and then you get to see people's creative. Hey, maybe you're like, I really like what this person's doing, and they're a community member. Let's work together. Let's do something together. Let's see what you come up with, right?
And that's the thing with potentially with the game that's coming up. Like, the game that is coming up, it's not only going to be season 1 is going to be ugly heavy because it's going to be testing out servers, testing out how things, mechanism evolve. But one of the things is like we plan on incorporating a lot of artists that want that want to be in. Like we do want to incorporate those 3D artists, bring them to our stuff. Hey, you design 3D art, great. You have the FBX, you want to sell them, you want to be a part of it. Okay, well, this is your kind of your pathway. But that's after we release the game, after we get all the bugs and see how we're going to operate it.
All right. How's how are you enjoying creating the music? I've been seeing a lot of updates with you, playing the guitar, putting out your audio and stuff. How's that going?
You're very nice. I mean, it's better now. It's better now. No, I'm saying that because it's better now because the last 2021, 2022, I recorded over 130 songs.
Right.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit like, of course there was samples and everything, but everything was kind of like, oh, wake up, music mode. But now I get to do one every month. So the one thing that's a little bit different about it is that it's cool, it's music, but I give the rights to the holders for whatever they want. So one of the things I did was this month, I did an anime song in June, and somebody already won it. But I was just like, let me actually pay a Japanese singer to come in and sing through that anime song. And it just turned out amazing. It was kind of showcasing what you could do, with the songs and everything.
That's dope.
What's the beat like on that track?
It's basically anime heavy. Like if you like Sword Art Online,
you're talking Devon's language, man.
Yeah.
I'll send it to him after this. I'll send it.
I know a lot of I know that style. So I'm just like, was Serge really doing that? Like that style? I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, and for me, like now that I don't have to do 200 songs, I'm gonna start focusing on the music element for Ugly for myself, so I could release very high quality songs. But those are gonna be my songs. But I'm still gonna release every month one song just to make it nice. But yeah, I'll send it to you after this.
That's awesome. So that's sick. Hey, let you still be creative and get it out there, right? Like that's the main thing. You want to keep the machine going in a sense.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Like at times, at the end of the day, like I do have you guys see my studio, my Web2 studio. For me, it's the same as that. It's like I love the brand, the community that we have fostered, and just like, just growing. Just like, why stop? I do enjoy it, and it is a pathway to me to create new art, music, and just to expand and grow.
Awesome.
Yo, Serge, I love this guy's like creative, like this like love of the people, the community, the music, like bringing it all together. That's what we always see in Web3 when we see like people come through and they're like, I do this, but also this, but also this, which is I think where all that utility comes from, right? I don't know, man. Like, we kind of asked this of everybody, but like I don't know if we got into this for beyond Ugly Bros. When we think about like thoughts on the space, and we were talking earlier on with some of the other people that were in, and I was saying about how I think that on some level, there's so many different parts of Web3. There's like DeFi, there's NFTs, there's this, and there's entertainment, there's this, and it looks different for people everywhere, right? And like collectively, people that are not in Web3, they only know like, okay, Bored Apes or whatever. We know better, we know more. But we've seen things go like weird. Like I'm doing like up and down motion that I'm like, it's probably even up and down, side to side. Who knows, right? What are you feeling like overall with the space though? Like, not even just Cardano, just like Web3 in general, like Ethereum, anything. Just like, what do you think? How you feel about the whole thing?
I think things need to be a little bit more clear in the United States.
Right. Yeah.
Things need to kind of stabilize a little bit because they like we're just getting started with the whole, the layer ones, right? Right. With the Cardano with Ripple. Ripple's a great effect of like everybody's like on their feet to see, okay, what's going to happen with Ripple? Great, it's not a security. And then, as everything in life, they're going to rebuttal back. It is a security. So they're going to go back and forth until they kind of figure out. But the reality is they make money, right? And they make money. And just, there was a report last year I think it was this year, that 1% of people that hold crypto, less than 1% actually claimed it, right? So
claimed what do you mean?
On their taxes, you mean?
Their taxes. And
yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy or sell crypto.
Neither do I.
If the government's listening, I don't do any of that.
No, exactly.
We're just a podcast.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, 100%. So it's one of those things of like, okay, well, I think a lot of it comes from that sort of pressure. Like there's so much thing that needs to be regulated, but in the interim, just have fun. Just like at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But if you committed to something, do it. If you're a creator, now if you're a collector, an investor of some sort, nobody's holding a gun to your head. Unfortunately, like that is one thing that is seen. I got to see a lot of people with mental health collapse, and it's just that's why I never. Price go up. I never try, and I always try to keep it in a way where if you go back into all my history, you'll never see kind of me starting inflating something, right, or hyping something up. It's always been factual. Always been done through via a lawyer, like. So that's what I would kind of say with the space. Just be careful, like
We've been saying it for a little while now that unfortunately it seems like for mass adoption into cryptos and NFTs, it seems like we will need some kind of regulation. If that happens with the SEC and US and all that, I think for mass adoption, people are waiting for that regulation, unfortunately, which kind of not screws us, but it makes it a little harder for us to, hide the profits or whatever however you want to do, right? I think the regulation will bring the mass adoption.
And the reality, like as everybody knows, if you're an American, a Canadian, in London, in one of these countries, that as soon as money hits your bank account, you gotta report it. You can't play around. You can't do it. Boop, hits, great, report it. Don't play that game. That's the reality, and it's always been like that since day one. Now the other stuff on the blockchain, they can find out, right? Didn't what was that? That person they found since 2016 that they robbed a bunch of Bitcoin and they were just moving it around. And back in 2022, they finally deposited into an exchange. And that's when they were able to do, okay, it's this person because it was KYC.
Yeah, they were just watching them. Yeah.
So
there's exactly. That's the thing, right? KYC is going to nab you at some point. If you're being watched
And KuCoin. KuCoin was the one of the last rebels that didn't do KYC, and they just did KYC. So,
well, look how many markets or dexes are leaving our market. I mean, we lost, was it Binance? And then what was the other one, Devon, recently, like BitBuy? I didn't use it, but like they're leaving because of the regulations.
Yeah, Binance. But like the one thing, and I was speaking to a dev that he actually is building for Web3, and he's American. And he just told me it's like they're kicking us out of America with all these regulations. So like and also like with all these smart contracts, like we're going to get left behind. I don't think that's the case, because always Web 2 technology is always going to have something, but like it's just the uncertainty has so many people not clear with that's the thing about it.
I brought it up on a previous episode with Devon where they want to do all this regulation and stuff. Well, why don't we turn it around and flip it onto the government and be like, why don't you use blockchain technology to show where my money's going, or where you guys, the government's spending money? How about we regulate where you guys are spending everything?
Yeah.
Right. Like it's just, it would be an interesting concept to see, like, why don't we ever get a breakdown of where any of our money ever goes? We get taxed everywhere. You know what I mean? It's like a whole thing, but like, why not? You want to put it on us to claim our money? How about you guys put it on yourselves too?
Well, and like a great example of that, it's our dear country, Canada. There was an autism fund that ended up going to somebody. They raised money for charity. That person was supposed to deposit it into some accounts. And what that person ended up doing is they got the family involved, and they started opening up accounts like online and depositing the maximum amount of money. And we're talking about a couple of millions of dollars. Now that money's gone, that person's going to trial. If we would have had blockchain technology to say, okay, well, this is where it's going. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's going. Okay. Well, you could track it. But
exactly. But again,
I was going to say, people will come and argue that and be like, well, there's always records, there's existing financial systems, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, someone listening might be thinking, okay, well, guys, everything's subpoena, you can do a freedom of information request, and like, you can get all this stuff. But that is ridiculous, because when you do a freedom of information request, they compile it and give it to you, and they redact what they don't think is good enough for the public to see. Exactly. And if you have the blockchain, like if it moves, if money, or even you can attach documents, like, so whatever is moved from one location to another, it's accessible by all. And you can trace it back. So there is a difference of transparency. Sure, they put out annual budgets or whatever, fiscal reporting, but that's all given by them to us. And if they decide that's what they want to show, then that's what we get. So there is a difference. And
very quickly before I forget, I think that's you mentioned it there. But then the one thing about Web3 and why there's so many different oh my God, like things happening, it's because people follow the trail. Whenever there's a meme coin, and they just like look at it. There are people that's what they like to do and report. And just give it. If they give it to us and something happens, at least we could see. If nothing happens, great.
100%. Look at me. It's those people make me laugh, because it's like those are the whistleblowers in a sense that could destroy a meme coin or destroy a project and be like, they're all doing it themselves, folks. Nobody's trading anything. They're just wash trading to make their numbers higher. It's project's a sham. Like stuff. It's happened. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, because you go, especially going back to the government stuff, you hear people complain like, oh, the government's trying to push, especially Canadian, and we want to go to digital currency and like digital government money. And I'm like, if that happens, then let's push the blockchain on them again. Right?
What's interesting? I was speaking with my accountant. So you have these digital assets, and I'm like, yes, that we no longer, like, first and foremost, I'm incorporated in the Dominican Republic now.
Yeah.
Those digital assets that, were once sold as art, they're no longer mine. They're become the owners.
Yeah.
So the person's like, I don't even know how to even digest that. Or like, he doesn't even know how to get started with that information, right? He's just like, okay, but maybe you can get taxed on the assets, and like, but they're not even mine anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's so interesting. So they're still figuring it out here in Canada, especially in America. But what I would say is if you can, if you're not certain, just incorporate outside. Just make sure you're on the legal side.
100%. Speaking of that, Devon, you've been staking your uglies. Oh, look, right as I ask you.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
You been collecting your ugly tokens or what, man?
Yes.
This guy's trying to put me on the spot with Serge right here in the room.
It's okay. That's how it always is.
This guy can't chokehold me. Okay, hold on. What's your question now, Ryan?
I was just saying, you collecting those ugly tokens.
Is this the shroom staking thing? I literally did not.
Yeah,
I did.
That is. I'm impressed.
I didn't know about this, man, because I was like, I'm not gonna be honest, man. Like, before this, I was like, Serge is coming on. I'm like, I should figure out what they're doing. And then I was just like, I looked and I was just like, whoa, there's way more this project's been doing that I did not know about. And like, okay, here's what I will say. I'm not going to answer the question like a bureaucrat would. A bureaucrat would be like, well, you see how you understand staking is an interesting thing. Okay, listen, I'm not staking. Here's why. I didn't know about the shroom staking until recently. B, my ugly is such a coveted NFT of mine that I moved it deep into the ledger. And I really did. I'm not joking. There's other ones that I have in the other wallets that are just like there, but I moved that deep into the ledger. I never see it. It's just in my back. Normally I have the NFGs background, and the only reason we switched it, I don't know if you probably wouldn't even know this, Serge, because you hadn't been on because you didn't, So what we did was, you see Ryan's podcast background has like the NFG logo, but before that, we had the one where we'd have the old logo and then our favorite NFT below. And mine was always the ugly bro for every guest. Let me try to find that. But either way,
I think I had the metal green one.
Yes.
You totally did.
I did see something prior to this actually that had a couple. So yes, I did see something.
But I'm
representing.
I'll pull it back. Here's a throwback. Here we go. So that was what the background was forever. I am not staking it. I didn't even know you were doing all that shit. I'm not even joking. My bad.
It's
like
totally
there's staking. There's like labs. I don't even know about all that. There's like a raffle. I think that's all I know about.
I've been trying for these raffles. Those 101s. I like those.
So to give you context very quickly, like
please do.
Right now, like it's just a token for having fun. Like there's no monetary gain or anything. It's just, with you stake your uglies to collect ugly tokens, and then you enter into some raffles. And one of those raffles are, if you ever wanted a custom for yourself, we do customs every month. We do the music track that I give away raffle. We do avatars of different of new characters as well that will come with the 3D asset. And then once in a while we do ugly stuff. And then we also had, like, for example, like the Alley Cats had a drop, and then literally the next day people that want their that have ugly token, here's what do you call it, here's an Alley Cat, basically which would it cost you ugly token, and what's the cost of the ugly token right now? 0. So it's just free things just as a giveaway and stuff like that.
Some of those you guys did that one collab, I can't remember what it was, but you were doing the raffles for it where they look like Meta Guardians or like those are
we did 20 of those. We raffled them all up, and those already come with the 3D assets, which I'm happy about. They will be incorporated in the game, but also people could just download them from the the pool PM. So it is that thing of like, hey, you have this stuff and you can do whatever you want with it now.
Well, no, I love it.
I'll be staking soon.
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure. I
my bad, Serge. My bad. I love you. I love you still.
You know what's funny? Like I do a lot of space. Like I hear a lot of spaces, and the uglies down there be staking your uglies. What they got? It's always it's all good. There's so much going on right now. That's the thing at the end of the day.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll talk about this later.
Putting me on the spot like that.
That's amazing. This guy's was like, nice. I got you, Serge. Let's get this guy up to speed.
No, I love it. The whole, just everything. I love the community that you guys have built, especially even the tie-in with 4-5 Jeff and their community, and like you guys are all just fucking good people. Like at the end of the day, we hung out with you guys. You especially, we've hung out multiple times. CNFT Con was fun. Like it's just, I don't know.
Are you guys going this year?
Oh,
You know what? I think
the minute you said that, I was like, okay, here we go, Ryan. Let's have the conversation
that's true.
again. Everyone has asked us,
except for Shawn.
Yeah. Except for yeah.
It's up in the air. We have
going?
another. Yeah.
I as a spectator, yes. I'm not going with the booth this year, fortunately.
I think a lot of people are doing that, unfortunately. I was saying to Devon, they should have called last year a CNFT meetup as opposed to a conference, and then pivoted to the NFT LV.
Yeah. It's great, but like you said, like now it's just a little. If you haven't minted a collection, if you don't, and that's also another thing that's not very much spoken in the space. Some people mint and they make 200, 300,000 K, right? Other people mint, they make millions of dollars. And how sustainable is it to do that back to back? Because it is pricey. Like it becomes pricey. So yeah, I'll be going to spectate. Like we are speaking with other people to see if we could throw a party. Because then it's something for the holders that go there, and then that would be pretty dope. That's something that we actually want to do.
That was fun. What was the party that we went? Was it Digital Lowlives, Angel Baby? They did that party. That was pretty fun. So if you guys did something like that, that'd be pretty
yeah. It's something like that. Maybe a little bit more low key.
I was gonna say maybe not that level.
Oh yeah. Like that was That was like a launch party kind of thing.
That was huge.
I estimate that was between 20 to 100K. To be honest.
Honestly, I was thinking, I'm like, that's easily a 50K party.
Yeah,
easily.
It
was a good time.
You don't have to do that much. Just rent a restaurant.
Oh no! I'd rather food, drinks, and have a good time.
Like just get some get some spaces at a place to eat, and we're good.
That's what we do.
But yeah, I don't know. Like we have another pressure. We were invited to. We talk offline. We maybe talk about specifically what we have a thing. We got to figure out where we can go.
It might eat up some of the finances.
Yeah, exactly. We only got so much.
It's either one or the other
in the NFGs purse. So
that's how it is. That's how it is, boys.
Yeah. So we got to figure that out.
You got anything else? I mean, it's been a long episode. I like this.
I know. So this is just to let you know, Serge, when it comes to like the longest episodes and wrapping it up and like everything, like we chose to close it with you because we were this, like, I know I said all this shit at the beginning, but for real, like there's some people that have been on the pod many times, some people that dropped the knowledge, some people that like really helped us like with our footing and even sponsored and whatnot. And when we came and we were like, okay, where do we wrap this up? And you've transcended the Web3 to real life. We've seen you the most out of anyone we'd seen, you know what I mean? So it was just like, let's wrap it up. Let's check in here with Serge and see what's up. But like this was
I used to have hair before you met me.
It's funny. You still do. You still do.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh yeah,
that's
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
you still do. Like, don't Ryan. You see, Ryan doesn't even care. He's like, join me.
I gotta say something, Ryan. You always looking slick. Your boy always looking haggard. Shout out to you. That takes hard work.
How does he do it with all those kids running around?
Yeah,
I
seriously.
don't know.
Right?
I have one.
Actually,
I only have one, and your boy's struggling. Your boy's
But you know what I mean? Like, no, it's been a minute. We're at episode 100. I don't know how we are here doing this, but we're glad we got to close it out with you and come connect with us. We're gonna link up this summer and or in the fall for sure.
100%.
IRL.
Probably brunch.
I'm down for brunch. Look at me. I'm down for brunch.
Brunch is a great idea. I'm down for brunch for sure.
Degens don't judge, right? Degens don't judge.
No, that's all right. It's all right. It's good.
But thank you guys so much for everything. Congratulations. Like I said before, it's extremely hard to do what you're doing, right? Especially seeing the space evolve and the consistency. It's very much appreciated. I try to always kind of tune in a lot of I know the Bill Murray stuff, like because
you know what's up, man. This is cool.
I know. I keep tabs. Like all of us. Like, there's so much going on that you're just like, oh, bing. But congratulations to you guys. Consistency, hard work, and like, there's a lot of people that start in this journey and they don't get to episode 10, 20 because of motivation. But for you guys, GG.
Sick. Appreciate
I
that,
love
man.
it.
That's big. That's big. Yo, I can't think of anything more to say. I think we
No.
should.
We gotta rug it.
That's
We
it.
gotta rug it.
That's it.
Hell
We
yeah.
Well, thank you for being on the episode, Serge, as always. And thank you to everyone else that's been hanging out, listening, and all the other guests that we had on. It's been one hell of a journey, and here's to another 100, another 1,000 episodes. I don't know.
100,000.
I'm good, man.
100,000. This guy wants to do the podcast till we're 80.
We're going to be the Web3 Joe Rogans guy.
We need that. We need that Rogan money. I was gonna say, we need that Rogan money.
Yeah, I'm down.
Move to Texas, no state tax.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, I think that's it.
Start that music up. We need to throw some ugly music in here as the outro.
On the reel, kick us something. We'll finish it up with that.
If you remind me, I will make you something for the show. How about that?
That'd be dope.
I'll make you something for the show.
Got it. In the show.
Just think it over and let me know what you want, and we'll go from there.
Devon's all about anime.
Honestly, it's gonna be such a weird anime.
What's that character that runs with his arm?
Naruto? That kills me. All right. So anyways, thanks for rocking with us. It's a long episode, but it's 100 and we had to do it. Your boy Serge is with us. We're gonna close it out, all three of us together. Ryan, thank you. Serge, thank you. All the listeners, thank you. Over the years, we could say that? We could say over the years?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Over the years, it's been a minute. You guys have come out too. Like the numbers have actually, we don't really talk about numbers, but we were doing that for one of our bigger guests that we have coming up, and they were asking about numbers, and we were like, we are trending upwards. This is good. We will keep on being here. Episodes drop on Fridays, sometimes Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays, but mostly on Fridays from now. And then, of course, this episode is dropping today, actually, because we want to make sure we never miss a week, which we haven't. Thank you. Tell your friends. Tune in sometimes. NFGs for life, and NFGs. We out. All right, that's it.